years. We were there when the Pride of Howe won 3 band state championships. Look for each week's publication every Monday at howeenterprise.com. When it comes to Howe, Bill French Properties is 100% invested to the economic and residential growth for Howe. They also provide commercial and farm and ranch services. Bill French Properties provides buyer representation free of charge and provides every service from mortgages to credit repair to skilled craftsmen and inspections. Visit BillFrenchProperties.com or give him a call at 903-893-BILL. Bill French Properties, realtors that you can trust. Servicing Grayson and North Collin County.
I'm Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud 1998 graduate of Howe High School, and because of the great leadership from our teachers and coaches, I was able to become one of the few board-certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now for a free consultation. I'm Micah Belden, and I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough.
1 minute.
In this very football season, we will experience extreme heat followed by the changing of the leaves and finally feel the cold chill of the November rain. Life changes, and sometimes it changes too fast. When you lose a loved one, you need a place of comfort and trust. Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory of Van Alstyne will provide you with that care. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins invite you to talk to their caring staff. They take pride in their responsibility to lighten your burden as you take the first steps towards healing.
Carrie's Coffee Company in historic downtown Van Alstyne, next to the post office, is a full-scale coffee house serving all organic hot coffee, iced coffee, lattes, frappes, and many non-coffee beverages and baked goods. Carrie's Coffee Company is located at Highway 5 and 121 on the square, next to the post office. Come visit Carrie's Coffee Company in downtown Van Alstyne. Open Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to noon, and 7 a.m. on Saturdays. Carrie's Coffee Company is Texas quality.
Kiss him goodbye. It is touchdown time in Texas.
Here they come again.
Grisham again. Same play. He's got the 15. He's got the 10. Dragging a man to the 5. Kiss him goodbye. It is touchdown time in Texas.
You know, our goal now is to win, period.
61 yards.
Howe Bulldogs football is brought to you by Cavender Home Theater, Bill French Properties, Sweetie Pies by Karen, Howe Mercantile, Sonic of Howe, Scoggins Funeral Home, Carrie's Coffee Company, Abby's Restaurant, 3G Brand, and Micah Belden, Attorney.
Howe, your Bulldogs are headed to the regional championship game for the first time since 1990.
And now, let's go to the broadcast booth with Monty Walker, Michael Mosier, and Stephen Braswell.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to whoa, we don't want to do that. Welcome to the ballpark over here in Lindsay, where maybe the grass isn't cut quite as short as over in Munster, but you know what? Over here in Lindsay, they love to play defense, and I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of that tonight. This should not be one of those games where 50 or so are put on the board.
No, it's been a little tough.
Last year in Class 2A, the Lindsay Knights here at Knight Field, they were 10-1 on the season, 10-0 in the regular season, lost in by district. And head coach Charles Bowles is 26-10 in his 3 years or 4 years here at Lindsay. They won the district 7-1A back in 2013. And then in 2012, they went 9-3, area finalists. 2013, they went 5-6, but went 5-0 in district, and that's all that matters. They ended up being the district champions in 2013. And then, of course, last year, 10-1 with their great senior class. But all those guys are gone. Most of the entire 10-0 team from last year, they're in college right now. They're doing something else other than playing football. They don't have a huge squad over here in Lindsay. Only about 19 or so on their roster. And their starting running back is out. He will not play tonight. Yancey Otto with a broken collarbone will not play tonight. However, Tanner DeBoard has been playing nicely in his shoes. Had over 100 yards last week against Valley View. But the Howe Bulldogs, the story goes 2-0 on the season so far, and talking about powerhouses in this region, you know, it's not too far down the list before you get to Howe. And the funny thing is, most of them are sophomores and juniors.
Exactly. And, you know, they just get better and better and better every week. The hard days, the 2 days are paying off, and they're on a roll.
Howe is 4-2 against Lindsay, dating back to the first game in 1960. They are 1-0 here in Lindsay. The first game back in 1960, Howe won 26-6 at Bulldog Stadium. And then on October the 24th, 1980, Howe won 20-8 at Howe. And then in the following year, played again at Howe and won 46-20. And then did not play from 1981 until 2012 when Howe lost 49-13 at home to Lindsay. And then, of course, in 2013, Howe won 9-5 here in a baseball type of game, baseball type score.
Yep, Bryce was part of that group.
Last year, Howe lost 21-10 at Bulldog Stadium, and again, a powerhouse Lindsay Knight team that year, last year with a 10-0 regular season record and just a stacked senior class. But like we say, those guys have graduated. The last time Howe played in Cook County was last week versus Munster Sacred Heart. Prior to that was that 9-5 win here at Lindsay. Before that was the 43-40 win at Callisburg in 2010. The last time the Howe Bulldogs lost a game in Cook County came at Valley View back in 2008. It was a 32-29 loss in the Stoney Kaufman era. On 9/11, and we are on 9/11 here, and the Bulldogs are 4-4 on games played on this date. Back in 1958, they beat Sadler 32-0. In 64, they lost to Salina 6-0 on this date. Back in 1970, the Bulldogs beat Anna 22-0. In 1982, they beat Royce City 28-7. In 87, they beat Van Alstyne 21-6. In 1992, the Bulldogs lost to Royce City 21-13. And in 1998, the game that turned around the entire season, the Bulldogs lost to Pilot Point 43-0 on this date that year, but they turned around and beat Pilot Point in the bi-district championship after getting beat 43-0 in week 2.
Right.
2009, Howe lost to Van Alstyne 35-6, and that's the 4-4 record in the 8 games that Howe has played on 9/11. Lindsay so far this season has beat Tom Bean 22-19 in week 1, and then last week beat Valley View 20-7. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll let you listen to the Coaches Show, brought to you by Grayson County District Attorney. We'll be right back after the Coaches Show.
Welcome to the Bulldogs Coaches Show, featuring Howe Athletic Director and Head Coach Zach Hudson. The Coaches Show is brought to you by Joe Brown for Grayson County District Attorney.
Coach, here we are on 9/11. Where were you that day?
I was in a business office in downtown Dallas, and when the planes hit, and I had an uncle at the Pentagon, so it got pretty hairy for the family there for a while until the next day when we heard from him. So I remember it well.
Let's go into football. Last week, Sacred Heart, you started off the game with an 8-minute drive on offense, stalled out. How hard is it to start a game like that and come up with 0 points after a great drive?
It's a great drive because that's what that's our intention, is to take the clock out, kind of take people's will away, and when you stall out that close on the goal line, and it changes momentum a little bit in the game, which is very important, and but also it leaves people in the game, because you take 8 minutes off the clock, but you don't get points out of it. And that's the hardest part to swallow out of the whole deal. But that's kind of the demon of the offense sometimes. And every offense has its thing that can hurt a team if you don't do things right, just like the spread does. Well, part of this is, if we run the clock out and don't score, you end up with some issues because they are staying in the ball game when really they probably shouldn't. So it let them get some momentum, but I thought our kids recovered, and we did some things good enough where we could put some points in there.
Defensively, you allowed 0 points. Your 4th shutout since you've been here. Talk about that. It's got to be a good feeling.
Oh, it always is. I still don't think we played very well. I thought we had a lack of focus throughout the week, and that allowed some big plays in there. You know, it kind of looked like Bonham, you know, a big play, and then they couldn't do anything else. So we got to stop those 30-yard plays, letting them move the ball and change field position on us, because, you know, we were good for 6 plays and bad for 1, and we've got to be good for 7. So, you know, we're still young. You know, you look up and 4 or 5 sophomores on defense, and they played last year, but they're still sophomores. So, you know, they're learning, they're getting better. You know, we're a lot better than we were last year, I feel like, on defense, but still pretty young, and so, you know, they're still a learning curve there.
Stratton Carroll was lost last year at Whitewright on Halloween night to a torn ACL. Back in action for the first time last Friday night. You got to feel good about that.
We do. He would have been back earlier. He had a high ankle sprain right before two-a-day started. And you know, with the knee injury and the high ankle sprain, it just kind of, we wanted to make sure he was ready. I know everybody counts the games before district, but it don't matter till district. So we want to slowly get him back in the feel of everything and let him take some hits and let him feel all that. But, you know, we want him 100% week 6, and we don't want to do anything to jeopardize that.
Probably the biggest standout last Friday night was Nick Wilson and his 3 interceptions. Talk about that.
He always does a good job. He does such a good job. Most of the time they don't throw it at him. And we play 2 offenses now that try to sling the ball everywhere. And Sacred Heart did, and we put him on their best receiver all night. So they were going to try to get that kid the ball. But you know, he's always in great position. He always has been. And he could have had 4. He knocked one down on a 4th down, which is a smart play. It doesn't look good on stats, but it's a very, very intelligent play at the time. And you know, the good thing is we're thinking. You know, before the ball snap, we know what to do after the ball snaps. So that was a good sign that, you know, we're thinking about those kind of things.
We're going to take a quick time out and let District Attorney Joe Brown tell you about his campaign.
It's a great place to live, and it's a place I want to make better. We have a theater here, we have a symphony, we have all of the amenities that make this a great place to live. How do we continue to progress as a community while still holding on to those conservative values that we grew up with? And it's a question that I ask myself. After 15 years in office, it's not just a job, it can't be. Megan and I have decided to raise our kids here. We're invested in this community. When I think about my older daughter playing sports, my younger daughter in theater, and think about what their life will be, I want them to have the same great experiences that I did growing up. And I want them to know that their dad did everything that he possibly could to keep this community safe, to make it a great place to grow up. Grayson County is growing. There's no way to deny that. And with that comes the opportunity for progress. Together, we can make sure it's the kind of progress that a community as great as ours deserves.
Welcome to the Bulldogs Coaches Show, featuring Howe, Athletic Director and Head Coach Zach Hudson. The Coaches Show is brought to you by Joe Brown for Grayson County District Attorney.
Coach,
when it comes to Howe, Bill French Properties is 100% invested to the economic and residential growth for Howe. They also provide commercial and farm and ranch services. Bill French Properties provides buyer representation free of charge and provides every service from mortgages to credit repair to skilled craftsmen and inspections. Visit BillFrenchProperties.com or give him a call at 903-893-BILL. Bill French Properties, realtors that you can trust. Servicing Grayson and North Collin County.
I'm Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud 1998 graduate of Howe High School, and because of the great leadership from our teachers and coaches, I was able to become one of the few board-certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now for a free consultation. I'm Micah Belden, and I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough.
In this very football season, we will experience extreme heat followed by the changing of the leaves and finally feel the cold chill of the November rain. Life changes, and sometimes it changes too fast. When you lose a loved one, you need a place of comfort and trust. Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory of Van Alstyne will provide you with that care. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins invite you to talk to their caring staff. They take pride in their responsibility to lighten your burden as you take the first steps towards healing.
Carrie's Coffee Company in historic downtown Van Alstyne, next to the post office, is a full-scale coffee house serving all organic hot coffee, iced coffee, lattes, frappes, and many non-coffee beverages and baked goods. Carrie's Coffee Company is located at Highway 5 and 121 on the square, next to the post office. Come visit Carrie's Coffee Company in downtown Van Alstyne. Open Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to noon, and 7 a.m. on Saturdays. Carrie's Coffee Company is Texas quality.
Go.
Carrie's Coffee Company in historic.
Welcome back to Knight Field here in Lindsay, Texas. It's starting to get a little windy out here. You remember last year in this game when Lindsay traveled to Howe, it was extremely windy that night, and it had rained all day, and the wind, it came a northern actually, and it was cool that night, and the wind was just whipping through Bulldog Stadium, and the punts, what I remember about that game is the punt just stuck on the ground each time.
It would just boom.
And it was a deadlock game in the first quarter until Anthony Hawthorne broke loose for about a 70-yarder. Let's go over the starting lineup for the Howe Bulldogs on offense. Up front for the Bulldogs, Mike Helpenstell, the junior, Hunter Morrow, the senior, Clay Marshall, the center and sophomore. The right guard is Tanner Hartsfield, the junior. The right tackle, Austin Bearden, the senior. And the tight end, Matt Griffin, he is a junior. Seth Seabolt will split out at times tonight. The slot back, Stratton Carroll, welcome back. He's the senior. Quarterback, Brandon Wall, the junior. He is 1 out of 3 passing on the season, 20 yards. All of that came last week. 6 rushes for 15 yards. Stratton Carroll, going back to him, his first action last week, 4 carries, 18 yards, and a touchdown. The halfback tonight, or fullback rather, is Jaden Matthews. He is a junior. He has 31 carries, 206 yards, and 4 touchdowns. The longest carry of the year is 23. And the running back, the junior number 25, Tyler Grisham, 16 carries, 171 yards, which is a 10.7-yard average. He has 1 touchdown on the year. His longest run of the year is 43 yards. And I'll let Michael Mosier go over the night defense.
All right. Let's see. We got Doug Case, Garrett Martin, Jonathan Bell, Andy Dieter, Aaron Flightman, Kyle Hermes, Ross Patel, Logan Wan, Austin Shuley, Tanner DeBold, and Skylar New.
Wow.
I practiced.
Just got right through that.
I did.
Hey, let's go over the Howe starting defense.
They're a little easier this time.
Up front, Joel Minivar, Tristan Matthews, and Mike Helpenstell, the inner 3. The linebackers, Dylan Moreau, the sophomore, Andrew Griffin, the sophomore, Jacob Taylor, the sophomore, and Tyler Grisham, the junior. The cornerbacks tonight, Nick Wilson, who had a couple of picks last week, he's a senior, and Zach Blevins, senior on the other corner. Winston Moss, the sophomore, will play strong safety. He has an interception already this year. And Seth Seabolt will play weak safety. Everybody's wondering where Merzinski is. Well, I just ran into him a moment ago, and he tells me that his hip flexor is just about ready to go. He'll be in practice Monday and plans to play next Friday night. So let's go over the offense for the Lindsay Knights.
All right, left tackle, Hunter Elder. Left guard, Ross Patel. Center, Jonathan Bell. Right guard, Andy Dieter. Right tackle, Garrett Martin. Wide receiver, Austin Shuley. Quarterback, Brandon Craig. Fullback, Logan Wan. Halfback, Tanner DeBold. Slot back is Doug Case. Wide receiver is Kyle Hermes.
Let's talk about Coach Zach Hudson a little bit. He's from Rockwall, Texas. His wife, Carrie, is a former head volleyball coach. They have 2 girls. Kai is 8 and Bodie is 5, both in school at Howe. His record now at Howe is 12-13. With a win tonight, he'll move to 500 for the first time ever. at Howe.
At Howe.
He's the 25th head coach in Howe history. In his third year, his coaching stops have been at Garland, Lakeview, Weimer as the defensive coordinator, and then LaGrange as the defensive coordinator, back to Weimer as the head coach and AD, and then here at Howe as the head coach and athletic director. Last year he passed Wesley Cox, Alfred Clayton, Arthur Boyle, and Corey Crane in the win column. Last week he tied Stoney Kaufman and Curtis Christian with 12 wins. And next up is LB Morris. LB Kirby did play for the Bulldogs. But,
he did.
LB Morris was the coach just a few years before LB Kirby played there. In 1936 and 37, he has 13 career wins in those 2 years. And if Zach Hudson gets a win tonight, he'll tie LB Morris. Overall, Norman Dickey leads Howe with 51 wins. Jim Fryer is next with 41. Davey DeBose with 34. Buck Smith with 29. Leslie Walden with 18. That was in 1938-39. And then Jack Osborne had 16 wins, and he coached the team that went undefeated and unscored on back in 1946. Blackie Wade, the man who brought the victory light to Howe, had 16 wins in 1976-79. Joey McQueen, who I played for from 90 to 92, had 16 wins. Of course, we mentioned L.B. Morris, 13, and Stoney Kaufman and Zach Hudson now with 12. So this is game number 722 in Howe history. They have a 364 wins, 333 loss, and 24 tie record. We do have the officials for tonight, and they promised me that they would give us full 60s. The officials for tonight, the referee is Rick Collins. The umpire is Billy Watson. The linesman, Darrell Rands. The judge, Benjamin Anderson. And the back judge is Ronnie Taylor. Now, Anderson is the son of Tarrant County Sheriff D. Anderson. And from what I understand, and I just met him a little bit, he's friends with a friend of mine in the officiating business, and seemed like a nice young man.
You got too many friends.
Yeah.
You got friends everywhere. You can't do nothing wrong because you got too many friends. Somebody will tell on you.
We have, looks like about 8.5 minutes before festivities get underway, so we're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be back with Howe Bulldog football on HoweEnterprise.com.
God, Guts, and Game. That's the 3 Gs in 3G brand. 3G Brand's handcrafted, American-made, in fact, Howe-made blankets were rated by Horseback Magazine as one of the top 7 Christmas gifts in America. These blankets are in deer stands and stadium bleachers all over America, and they come right here from Howe, Texas. We're talking about hunting blankets, stadium blankets, and throws. Get that early black and white blanket just in time for the cold games in November. 3gbrand.com. God, Guts, and Game.
Calling all Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic in Howe for half-price shakes after 8 and open until midnight, home games only, where you get great food and big smiles. And a little message for all our Howe football players: go Bulldogs, fight, Bulldogs win, win, win. Because it's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Two new businesses, Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium, have joined downtown Howe at 107 and 109 East Hanning Street. These two antique and gift shops offer vintage items that are rarely available in the Howe area. Their prices will definitely please shoppers. Come enjoy a unique shopping experience at Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium. Go Dogs!
Abby's Restaurant is family owned and run. They have the cure for all your home cooking cravings. Chicken fried steak, loaded baked potato, bacon patty melt, grilled chicken salad, cheese fries, jalapeno stuffed peppers, and more. Don't forget to save room for that cheesecake and cobbler with ice cream. We know you're going to love the food and the service. Abby's Restaurant in downtown Howe. Give them a call, 903-487-8860. Abby's Restaurant.
Welcome back to Knight Field here in Lindsay, Texas. We've got the captains for Lindsay. I think Michael's got those.
Yeah, we've got Doug Case Andy Dieter, Garrett Martin, Hunter Elder, and then we got that young man in the, I don't have him on my list.
I think we've got, for Howe, we've got Nick Wilson, Stratton Carroll, Tyler Grisham, and Joel Minivar, and the officials and the captains are at midfield. The referee has signaled that Howe won the toss and looked like deferred. Just exactly what Lindsay did a year ago, as Lindsay won the toss and they deferred. Howe will put their back to the south end zone. It is south, right? I think that's south.
Yeah, I think.
Now we've got two teams that look almost identical. We've got the Howe Bulldogs in their white uniforms with black pants. First time they've worn black with the white jerseys in quite some time. Usually they go white on white, the black helmets. And then here at Lindsay, they look like Howe when they're at home with black pants, black jerseys, black helmets, and they are the true black and white. They don't try to trick it up with any red or anything like you see around Howe every once in a while. They are truly black and white, and it's pretty sharp.
Yes, it is.
So Lindsay will start out with the ball first in this football game. They'll be moving from our left to our right, and the Howe Bulldogs elected to go with their defense and start with that. Now, Howe's defense so far in the year has only given up 14 points and has actually scored 68. And as most teams, that when you do this for a long time, you get like wow, they have a horn here, huh?
Yeah, they do.
Well, when you do this for a while, you tend to see a pattern on really good teams. And the pattern is that the really, really good teams usually own the second quarter. And here comes Howe on the far sideline out of the Bulldog tunnel. Stratton Carroll carrying the Texas flag. Joel Minivar carrying the Howe Bulldog flag. Of course, both of those young men suffered torn ACLs last year on Halloween night. Good to see them leading the charge here in Lindsay. And now we are prepared for the national anthem. As both teams line up, take their helmets off, get one line. I'm not sure where the flag is, but they're all facing to the south, so we will too. Well, actually, we're going to do the Howe School song first.
Thank you. Please remain standing now for the Lindsay High School song.
And now we'll have Lindsay's school song. Well, you got to be in the choir program to have the school song over here.
Yes, you do.
Now we'll have a moment of silence. Remember, it is 9/11.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this opportunity tonight to display our sportsmanship with the Howe Bulldogs. Please hear our prayers and protect our athletes from injury. We ask that you keep everyone safe starting from tonight. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen.
Thank you. And now, to honor our country, please face the United States flag located at the south end of the field as we have the presentation of our national anthem performed this evening by Miss Elizabeth Jeter.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocky brethren come on bursting in air, gave proofs of the night that our flag was still there. Oh, Satan's last sparkling, then early flame, o'er the land of the free and the hope of the brave.
Well, the clapping sound that you heard towards the end was the Lindsay Knight players patting the person in front of them with their hands on their shoulder pads. So that was the clapping sound you hear. We're just about ready for the kickoff now as Howe will boot this one away. Bryce Honecker, who has had several pooch kicks this year, will probably try it again as we'll give you a little bit of stats so far this year. Again, the quarterback for Howe, which is Brandon Wall, is 1 out of 3 so far on the season for 20 yards, and those 20 yards were caught by Winston Moss last week versus Munster Sacred Heart in the very opening drive. The leading rusher for Howe is Jaden Matthews, 31 carries, 206 yards, 6.5 yard average. Tyler Grisham, 16 carries, 171, and Cooper Akins, 17 carries, 123. Cooper Akins has gone over 37 yards for a touchdown twice so far this year.
Twice.
Here we are in the third game as Stephen Braswell comes up, our spotter tonight, is after running over here from his duties of the blow-up tunnel. Bryce Honecker will now set the ball on the tee. Again, Howe in their white jerseys, black pants and black helmets with the Bulldog insignia on the side of the helmet on both sides, and a new gray, dark gray stripe down the middle of the helmet. And we are just about ready for action here as Honecker runs to the ball and booms it away to the left side. It's going to be out of bounds, but it is football time in Texas here in Lindsay. And we'll start this game off with another flag. And Honecker has done that a couple of times already this year, trying to boom that pooch kick and just hooks it a little bit.
Yeah, and it just hooked just right. You know, that wind caught it, which didn't help much. Good strong northeast wind.
So Lindsay's going to take the ball at the 38-yard line, at their own 38. And we'll break out of their huddle. Again, all black for Lindsay. Black pants, black jerseys, white numbers, black helmets. They are very traditional-looking uniforms.
Yeah.
2 receivers up top, 1 at the bottom, moving left to right. Shotgun formation. for Brandon Craigie, the quarterback. Looks out. It's tipped by Tyler Grisham, knocked up and not down, but it falls incomplete. The intended receiver was Kyle Hermes. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Knights.
That pass, Tyler he got just the tip of it, tipped it up and out of bounds.
Heath Thompson split out wide to the top. And in the slot, Tanner DeBoard. He goes in motion, handoff, right side, and not much doing there. Met at the line of scrimmage and knocked backwards.
Mike Heppenstall, Ty Portman, Tristan Matthews in on the stop.
Logan Wan on the carry for the Knights. And after a gain of 1, will bring up 3rd and 9. As a nice start so far for the Bulldogs. Third and 9, moving left to right, toss, left side, and that's going to be DeBoard, brought down behind the line of scrimmage. A great play back there.
Ty Portman and Jacob Taylor.
Taylor, the first man there, and then Portman came in at the very end, but it's going to be 4th and about 13 as the ball is spotted way back at the 36-yard line.
You know, it's Ty, this is his, second week back. He's made his presence known.
So here we are with 10:51 and rolling, and it's punt time for Lindsay. Low snap. DeBoard's going to dig it out, kick an end over end, line drive kick. Grisham is going to let it roll out of bounds at the 16-yard line. And Howe will start there at their own 36 with 10:40 left to go in the first. And we'll see what Brandon Wall and Jaden Matthews and company can do on offense out of that slot T. They'll spot it right at the 16. Howe will move right to left. In their white jerseys, black numbers, black pants, and black helmet. Everybody tight. Grisham in the backfield. Wall under center. Man in motion is Stratton Carroll. He'll get the toss on 1st down. Coming up to the hash and gains about 6, 7, maybe 8 yards on 1st down on the toss sweep to the right side.
Douglas Case in on the stop for the Knights.
2nd down and short coming up for Howe at the 10:24 mark in the first. About a yard short of the 1st down on the initial carry by Stratton Carroll there. The offense huddles up in a circle, holding hands. They break the line of scrimmage very quickly to the line. Man in motion, Carroll again. And this will be a handoff. Matthews, right tackle. He has the 1st down, but is hit hard at the 30-yard line. So they'll move the sticks and stop the clock for just a moment until they can move the sticks.
Look like Skylar New in on the stop for Lindsay.
The freshman, Skylar New, brought up, and they're very impressed with his play so far.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good shot right there. The young man showed up to play football.
5 down linemen for the Lindsay Knights. Make it 6 now. Everybody in the box. Man in motion. He's going to get the carry coming near side. That's Carroll. He's met hard by DeBoard, and that's going to be maybe a loss of a yard back to the 29-yard line to bring up 2nd down and 11.
And Tanner DeBoard did on the stop. Did a great job. Lindsay's held down there in the center by Jonathan Bell.
You know, one young man that dominated this game a year ago was Connor Pelzel, and he just completely manhandled the interior front of the offensive line, and he is gone. He graduated, as did most of the Lindsay Knights. As Brandon Wall goes under center, 2nd down and long. He wants to throw the football, 4th time all year. Wide open is Stratton Carroll, and he missed him. About 2 steps in front of him, and Carroll could not get there in time. It'll bring up 3rd and long, but you know, that's how works. When they throw the ball, they're wide open because they only throw the ball about 1 or 2 times a game. Carroll will check out now on 3rd down. And coming into the game for the Bulldogs is Cooper Akins. And also, I believe that's Elvington who will check in. It is Landry Elvington. So 3rd down and 10.5. 3rd down and 11. Man in motion, Cooper Akins, and this is movement up front. And that's probably going to be legal procedure against Howe. So instead of 3rd and 11, it's going to be 3rd and 16, and the ball, instead of being at the 29, will be at the 24.
Yeah, it looked like Austin Bearden jumped off sides.
Again, you can hear the wind whipping through here. The second year in a row, we've had a lot of wind in this game.
I like this wind, though. It's cool.
We've got a fan over here in the press box, and it's not even turned on, but it's spinning. 8:51 and rolling here in the first. 3rd and 16 for Howe. Cooper Akins on the far side, and he will not have much room. Maybe a gain of about 3. It crosses the 30 to the 31, a gain of 2, and it's going to be punt time for the Bulldogs. And now Howe and Lindsay last year traded punts several times before Anthony Hawthorne finally broke free, and Howe took the first lead of the night, but Lindsay eventually came back and won the game.
Kyle Hermes and Skylar New in on the stop for the Knights.
21-10, Howe ended up losing that game last year. So 4th and 8, 4th and 9, call it. And Wilson's going to punt it away from his own 23-yard line. A low kick into the wind, and it'll roll dead at the, they're going to spot it at about the 37-yard line. So Lindsay will start at their own 37 after a Howe punt. So we've had back-to-back punts here to start the football game. And with 8:05 left on the first quarter clock, there's no score. And Lindsay's got the ball back. This is going to be a toss. Right side to Board. Nothing doing there as that Bulldog defense is playing pretty stingy so far tonight.
Sorry.
We'll call it maybe a gain of 1.5. 2nd down and 8 coming up.
Tyler Grisham made the stop.
7:50 on the clock and rolling.
Well, I just keep cutting you off tonight. I'm sorry.
Stump Matthews at that nose guard, and everybody's staring over there at the sideline, waiting on the defensive call. Stump Matthews, the nose guard. And now here comes Lindsay, spread out wide. Kyle Hermes to the near side. This is going to be quarterback tossing again. Straight up the middle is DeBoard again. Not much, maybe a yard. 3rd and long coming up for the Knights as DeBoard crosses the 40 to the 41-yard line.
Joel Minivar and Mike Heppenstall in on the stop for the Bulldogs.
3rd and 6 coming up. 7:04 and rolling here in the first quarter. Checking into the game for the Lindsay Knights is John Michael Furman, and he'll split out wide to the top. Hermes down at the bottom. And in the slot is Anderley looking to throw here on 3rd and long across the middle. Almost intercepted by Andrew Griffin, the linebacker, at about the 45-yard line. I thought he was going to snag it one-handed there for a minute. He had to kind of turn around and put his left hand up in the air, but it looks like it's going to be another punt for the Lindsay Knights as it's 4th and 6 with 6:41 left to go.
Yeah, he stayed home, and I almost picked it off.
Tanner DeBoard will punt again, as he's doing just about everything in this football game. Tyler Grisham back standing inside his 30, and it's a low end-over-end kick. Tyler Grisham picks it up at the 22-yard line. Coming up to the right side, over to the far side. He's got a seam. Look out, 40. He's got the 45-50. A big return to the 40 in Lindsay territory and down at the 33-yard line.
He lowered his shoulder and to Aaron Fleetman, and Aaron Fleetman may be regretting that here in a little while. It's a good run by Tyler.
Have you got that Anna math ready? Trying to figure out that return.
I got a calculator. Oh, am I supposed to be figuring it?
Nice return there from the 22
all
the way to the 33-yard line inside Lindsay territory. 1st and 10, moving right to left. Man in motion. And this is going to be the keeper, Brandon Wall, straight up the middle, and a big, quick 9-yard gain, but a flag down about by where Jaden Matthews was making a block, and we'll have to check and see. It was a nice quick gain by Brandon Wall, who's very fast. We saw that last year in the playoffs. We'll have to check and see.
Doug Case made the stop for the Knights.
And it's going to be against Howe. Illegal block against Howe. And it was thrown right at Jaden Matthews. 6:15 on the first quarter clock, no score here at Knight Field. It's going to be looks like they're going to spot the ball. They're going to spot the ball at the 28-yard line. So 1st and 5. And now whistles will blow before it can get underway. And I think that they're talking about the spot. I'm not sure that they are happy with where the spot is. If it was you can't. I don't know of a 5-yard spot foul.
All right, and they only back that up 5.
Well, they are going to mark it right there. They say it's okay. So that's where they're going to put the ball at the 28-yard line, the Lindsay 28. So it's 1st and about 5. So Clay Marshall comes to the line of scrimmage. Everybody follows him quickly. Wall to Cooper Akins around the right side. He finds a little seam, dives forward. It's going to be very close to the first down at the 22-yard line. May be a little short, but that dive might have got him. And I think we might call for the chains here.
Garrett Martin in on the stop.
They're going to go ahead and move the chains. So a first down, they'll say Cooper Akins got enough for the first there. 1st and 10 at the 22. Matthews, right side, buried behind the line of scrimmage. Not much doing there. And he did spin out of a tackle, but the whistle's blew. He was never down. Matthews has done this before. He has so much heart that he never gives up. He never went down, but the whistles blew, so in effect the play was over, and Howe is not real happy about that because he did spin out of a tackle.
Right.
But when the whistles blow, everybody has to stop, including the defenders. So perhaps that's probably why Matthews spun out at the very end. 5:26 and rolling in the first quarter, 2nd down and 10 coming up.
You know, these Bulldog running backs, they never stop moving their feet. No matter how many times they hit, they're moving those feet constantly.
Stump Matthews checks into the game. Wall under center on 2nd and 9.5. And now a timeout's been called. We're going to take one, too. Back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football.
Sweetie Pies in Van Alstyne is expanding their great fried pie menu and including vintage candies and boiling sodas made with real sugar cane. You can also order your Spirit Pops black and white candy popcorn. Want to try a slice of cake? You can do that too. It's the fried pies and cookies that's made Sweetie Pies a North Texas treat. Place an order anytime. 972-821-1508. Sweetie Pies is located facing the railroad tracks in downtown Van Alstyne.
In these days of fast-paced lives and fast-talking salespeople, it's nice to know you can still count on your local dish retailer, Cavender Home Theater, with folks right here in your area to tell you the honest truth. Dish simply costs less for the very same channels. For your home or business, Dish and Cavender's has it at a reasonable price with old-fashioned service. Call Cavender Home Theater at 903-892-3499 today and experience an expert who's happy to answer all your questions. Or go to CavenderTV.com. Do it now.
Welcome back to Knight Field, 2nd down and 9.5. Wall will go under center. Trying to draw him off sides. It's going to be a handoff to Grisham, left side. Met in the backfield, nothing doing there. It's going to be 3rd and long for the Bulldogs as we go under the 5-minute mark here at Knight Field in Lindsay, Texas.
Garrett Morrow and Ross Patel in on the stop for the Knights.
So 3rd and 9. And I have a feeling Cooper Akins' number is going to get called here. We'll see. Wall, handoff, Akins, right side, got a hole. Slips through to the 10, to the 5, kiss him goodbye. It is touchdown time in Texas. Cooper Akins from 21 yards out And the Bulldogs strike first blood with 4:28 left to go in the first quarter. 6-0 awaiting the PAT. Now from the swinging gate, Honaker will step in position to kick the PAT. Nick Wilson, a new holder, and it's going to be blocked and picked up by the Lindsay Knights and thrown down by Tyler Grisham is
Logan Wayne.
Logan Wan. He will be slunk down, so really the only damage is the point, but that point could come back to haunt the Howe Bulldogs.
The Howe Athletic Booster Club invites you to become a supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
The type of kids we have, they're just hard workers and do anything you ask.
Memberships are $25 and will be available at all home games. All proceeds benefit high school and middle school athletic programs. Please join the Howe Athletic Booster Club in our efforts to support our hometown kids.
When people come here, you know, it's something they can be proud of.
The Howe Enterprise has served the hometown news since 1963. Since then, the Bulldogs have won 8 district, 8 by-district, 4 area championships, and 1 regional title. We've covered 14 different head coaches during that time. The Howe Enterprise has been with the Bulldogs for 52 years. We were there when the Pride of Howe won 3 band state championships. Look for each week's publication every Monday at howeenterprise.com.
Well, Howe's in the lead early here, 6-0, 4:28 left to go in the first quarter. I guess I better update the scoreboard. I always forget to do that.
Oh, yep.
I always forget to do that. As Honaker getting ready to bang this one away, and this one's going to stay in the field. Short kick.
Tyler Scoot, Skylar New made the stop.
Skylar New.
There you go. I give up.
Ball's going to be spotted at the Lindsay 47-yard line. They'll start there with 4:27.
Hey, how can you tongue-tie Skylar New?
I don't know.
I mean, New. Oh, well. I'll get there.
So here comes Lindsay. Toss, left side, the board, looking for the outside seam. He's got one and then slides down after about a 4-yard gain inside Bulldog territory to the 48-yard line. A gain of about maybe 4.5, maybe 5-yard line.
Seth Seabolt and Nick Wilson in on stop or.
Second down and 5 coming up for Lindsay, a new player checking in. And that'll be Heath Thompson. Big tip of the cap tonight to Josh Goldsmith here in the press box for helping us out with the starters. As we came over here with nothing, as some of you might know. There's a handoff doing nothing. Stump Matthews right there. Gain of maybe 1.
Tristan Matthews and Andrew Griffin. You know, Andrew Griffin seems to be involved in a lot on this defense.
You know, we had no information coming over here. We had all intentions of just, you know, saying the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on the carry and Wilt Chamberlain makes the catch and just, you know, maybe the 78 Rangers.
Yeah, that one, yeah.
But thanks to Mr. Goldsmith, he helped us out. Here's the toss. The board got lots of speed and lots of running room to the right side. And for the first time tonight, signs of life from the Lindsay Knights as they move the sticks inside the 40 to the 37-yard line.
Seth Seabolt and Mike Heppenstall in on the stop.
First and 10 for Lindsay as we hit the 3-minute mark here in the first quarter. Checking into the game, John Michael Furman for the Knights, and he'll split out wide to the left. Splitting out wide to the right is Kyle Hermes. In the backfield is Juan and DeBoard. And it's going to be Juan on the carry. Straight up the middle, lots of room to the 30-yard line. A gain of about 8.
Seth Seabolt and Winston Moss in on the stop. for the Bulldogs.
Ball's going to be spotted at the 30. Lindsay needs about 3 yards here for another first down. It's only second down as we're just about honing in on the final parts of the first stanza here. Second down and 3, 2:14 on the first quarter clock. Under center this time, and he's going to keep it as the quarterback, and that's going to be Craigie. And he'll get the first down inside to about the 25, just outside of the 25-yard line.
Again, Seth Seabolt, along with Tanner Hartsfield and Christian Matthews, in on the stop.
So another first down for Lindsay, as it's been a defensive struggle basically the entire first quarter, but signs of life. Craigie, toss, right side, DeBoard, up the middle, and he's going to be met by Seabolt finally, but not after gaining 3 or 4 or 5 yards. He'll take the ball to the 21-yard line, a gain of just about 5.
Zach Blevins in as well on that stop.
Second down and 5 coming up as we hit the minute-and-a-half mark. Doug Case checking in for the Lindsay Knight as the Knights are heading towards that south end zone with the wind at their back. Craigie under center, toss, left side, DeBoard trying to get outside. He's not going to do it. Tanner Hartsfield's right there to stop him. Gain, or loss rather, of about 1.
Tanner Hartsfield, again, Seth Seabolt and Andrew Griffin.
We just are at the 1 minute mark. And the play clock is at 26. So we'll have at least one more play here in the first quarter. It's going to be 3rd and 7 coming up. Ball's at the 22. Lindsay knocking on the door. Again, just about a brand new Lindsay team as they graduated almost everybody from their 10-0 regular season. Craigie wants to throw the ball right side. It's going to be caught by Hermes. Not enough for the first down at the 17-yard line.
Winston Moss in on the stop for the Bulldogs.
22 seconds, 21. We'll see if they snap the ball here. I think that's going to be the end of the first quarter. And it is 6-0. Howe leads at the end of the first. We'll be back with more Howe Bulldog football.
When it comes to Howe, Bill French Properties is 100% invested to the economic and residential growth for Howe. They also provide commercial and farm and ranch services. Bill French Properties provides buyer representation free of charge and provides every service from mortgages to credit repair to skilled craftsmen and inspections. Visit BillFrenchProperties.com or give him a call at 903-893-BILL. Bill French Properties, realtors that you can trust. Servicing Grayson and North Collin County.
I'm Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud 1998 graduate of Howe High School, and because of the great leadership from our teachers and coaches, I was able to become one of the few board-certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now for a free consultation. I'm Micah Belden, and I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough.
In this very football season, we will experience extreme heat followed by the changing of the leaves and finally feel the cold chill of the November rain. Life changes, and sometimes it changes too fast. When you lose a loved one, you need a place of comfort and trust. Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory of Van Alstyne will provide you with that care. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins invite you to talk to their caring staff. They take pride in their responsibility to lighten your burden as you take the first steps towards healing.
Carries.
In this very football season, we will.
As the Knights toss to the right side and get the first down on 4th and 2. As the toss was to the running back, Tanner DeBoard, who's done just about everything tonight.
Yeah, and tackle again made by Seth Seabolt and Winston Moss. Seth's been on fire tonight, too.
Here we are in the second quarter now, and Lindsay's knocking on the door, heading towards that north end zone. Toss, left side, DeBoard. He's going to be tired tomorrow. A gain of 1 or 2. Bring up second down and 10. Or second down and 9, rather.
Ty Portman and Tristan Matthews in on the stop. Ty come off of this end in a blitz and caught him just as he went by.
6-0, Howe in the lead, just entering the second quarter. Bringing into play for Lindsay is John Michael Furman. And he'll split out wide to the left. Herman is split out wide to the right. DeBoer, only man in the backfield. He'll get the carry again. Left side, met in the backfield by Ty Portman. Portman came off the edge and met DeBoer about the same time he got the football. And they'll spot him with forward progress to the 16-yard line. But, man, what a pop and what a play by Portman.
You know, Portman, he plays that position very well. He's a hard hitter. He comes off the ball strong. I'm glad to see him back.
After the loss, 3rd and 13 for the Knights. Shotgun formation. Craigie wants to throw, looking right side now, sets up the screen up the middle. DeBoer has it. He's got the 5, and he's got the 4-yard line, short of the first down by about a step. Well, they'll put him right at the 4. I believe they're going to need to get to the 3.5 or 3-yard line for the first down. It'll be 4th and 1 as we hit the 10-minute mark here in the second quarter.
Seth Seabolt again, and Andrew Griffin, along with an assist from Tanner Hartsfield in on the stop.
Doug Case brings the play in. He's the tight end on the left side. Power I formation. 2 receivers to the right. Toss right side. DeBoer trying to get in. Did he get in? No signal yet. And he's down apparently at about the 3-yard line. 2.5.
Tanner Hartsfield in on the stop for the Bulldogs.
9:36 on the clock here in the second quarter. Howe leading 6-0, but the Lindsay Knights are trying to answer right back here with a 1st and goal situation after picking up the first. 1st and goal from the 2. I formation. This is going to be Craigie, the quarterback. Quarterback sneak. Did he get in? Yes. Touchdown, Lindsay. It's been a while since the Bulldogs have given up a touchdown, but they have right here, and that ties the game at 6, awaiting this PAT. And guess who's going to do the PAT? Tanner DeBoer. What else?
What else? What does he not do?
A one-man show.
He is. What does he not do?
Can he snap it and hold it? 9:14. Low. The snap actually dribbles back, but a great hold and bangs it right through. So Lindsay takes the lead 7-6. We'll be right back.
Carrie's Coffee Company in historic downtown Van Alstyne, next to the post office, is a full-scale coffee house serving all organic hot coffee, iced coffee, lattes, frappes, and many non-coffee beverages and baked goods. Carrie's Coffee Company is located at Highway 5 and 121 on the square, next to the post office. Come visit Carrie's Coffee Company in downtown Van Alstyne. Open Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to noon, and 7 a.m. on Saturdays. Carrie's Coffee Company is Texas quality.
God, Guts, and Game. That's the 3 Gs in 3G brand. 3G Brand's handcrafted American-made, in fact Howe-made blankets were rated by Horseback Magazine as one of the top 7 Christmas gifts in America. These blankets are in deer stands and stadium bleachers all over America, and they come right here from Howe, Texas. We're talking about hunting blankets, stadium blankets, and throws. Get that early black and white blanket just in time for the cold games in November. 3gbrand.com. God, Guts, and Game.
Welcome back to Knight Field here in Lindsay, 9:14.
Guess who's kicking off?
Yeah, imagine that.
Tanner DeBoer.
Mr. DeBoer.
Yeah, he does. He's done it all. There's nothing wrong with that. He'll be tired. But
update the scoreboard here. There we go. 7-6. Lindsay in the lead. 9:14 left to go before the half. Pretty impressive drive for Lindsay. Wasn't a long drive, started at their own 47-yard line. But as far as time goes, they took the last 4.5 minutes off the clock in the first quarter. And then about 2.5 minutes off here in the second. Here's the board, dinosaur kicker. And it's going to be Seabolt who calls for the fair catch at the 30-yard line, and Howe will take over there. at their own 30 with 9:13. That only took a second off the clock to kick that one away. 9:13 on the clock for Howe. So far in the game, Lindsay got the ball first, and they punted. Howe got the ball, and they punted. Lindsay punted again. And then Howe scored on a 21-yard touchdown.
Looks like we've got a flag on the far side of the field.
Looks like it's going to be against Lindsay. Is it offsides on the kickoff? We'll have to check and see. The ball right now is spotted at the, well, it was at the 30. Now they're talking to Coach Zach Hudson over there. So anyway, Howe got on the board first with a 21-yard touchdown by Cooper Akins, and then Lindsay just answered right back with the quarterback Craggy 2-yard sneak.
Looks like we're going to re-kick.
And we're going to have a re-kick, apparently. Legal procedure against Lindsay, and Coach Zach Hudson wants to make them kick it again. So now the tee will be set on the 35-yard line. You never know what an extra 5 yards will do.
You never know.
Everybody will scoot up, and
he actually shifted to this side of the field this time.
So we'll see, if he tries the pooch kick again. Seabolt caught it on this side. The other side is Jaden Matthews, and that's where
you might not want to kick it that way.
They're lining up to kick it. If they do the same thing, they'll kick it to Matthews here. Again, he's a toe punch kicker. I thought he was, but he's moving over in soccer style. He soccer style kicks this one. It's going to be up. Jaden Matthews calls for the fair catch and fumbles the ball, runs into one of his teammates, but Seth Seabolt right there to recover it. That could have been a disaster. Akins and Jaden Matthews ran into each other. And Matthews called for the fair catch. He might have waved his arms, but maybe he didn't say, I got it. You never know what happened out there, but they ran into each other. The ball hit the ground. Seabolt, thankfully, was right there to cover up the ball, and Howe has the ball at the 34. So it actually worked out good to re-kick it because Howe got 4 yards because Seabolt caught it at the 30 on the fair catch a moment ago. 1st and 10, now at the 34-yard line. Here comes near side. Stratton Carroll looking for a block and gets just enough of one to spring him for a few yards. Zach Blevins apparently got the block, but a flag down. They may have got Blevins on the block.
Ross Patel made the stop for the Knights. Let's see what the flag is.
I'm thinking that might be against Blevins. Holding, against Howe. And it was our friend, the official, Anderson, down here. But they're going to mark it off from the 39. So a pretty costly penalty there as it was not down the field on the spot foul very far. And that'll push the ball back to the 29-yard line. So nothing really good happening so far on this drive. They dropped the kickoff. And now going backwards on first down. First and about 15. This is going to be Wall wanting to throw the football down the field. Hit as he throws. It's short, and it is almost intercepted. It is. Two guys were fighting for it. And coming down is the freshman. That's going to be the freshman, Skylar New, who intercepts Brandon Wall's pass at about the 46-yard line.
Yeah, Skylar New and Logan Wayne were going to make sure one of them come down with it.
They were both fighting for it, and I thought they might accidentally drop it, but there were 3 defenders there, and Wall was throwing it off his back foot as he was under pressure. And here comes the Lindsay Knights with 8:44 on first down. And a timeout's been called. We will take 1-2 back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football.
calling all Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic and Howe for half-price shakes after 8 and open until midnight. Home games only, where you get great food and big smiles. And a little message for all our Howe football players. Go, Bulldogs fight, Bulldogs win, win, win. Because it's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Two new businesses, Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium, have joined downtown Howe at 107 and 109 East Haney Street. These two antique and gift shops offer vintage items that are rarely available in the Howe area. Their prices will definitely please shoppers. Come enjoy a unique shopping experience at Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium. Go Dogs!
This is going to be DeBoer, brought down again by Portman in the backfield. Another loss. I tell you what, Portman, man, he can play that defensive end. I know you said that a moment ago, but
yeah, I'm glad to see him back. You know, he had a little hiccup last week, but you know, it was last week was his first week back. So,
you know, and Coach Hudson said a year ago that he was the best defensive end in the district, and that proved to be true when he's on the field. 2nd down and 13. Craigie wants to throw out left side, and it's going to be caught and immediately hit by Nick Wilson. The reception was made by John Michael Furman, a gain of about maybe 4 or 5. Still, after the big loss by Portman, will set up a 3rd and 9 situation for Lindsay with 7:47 left to go here in the second quarter.
You know, Seth Seabolt, he was in the vicinity. He's came to play ball tonight. He's been in on almost all the tackles.
Andrew Griffin moves over here to the near side. Toss right side. DeBoer met at the line of scrimmage by Jacob Taylor. Nothing doing there. Maybe a gain of 1 to set up the 4th and 9 for Lindsay, and they're bringing on their punt team.
You know, it's hard for anybody to run up the middle on this Bulldog defense. You know, they're pretty solid up front.
Howe's going to get the football back with about 6:20 or so. Tyler Grisham stands inside his 25-yard line at about the 23. DeBoer, the punter. Who else? And it's going to be a high end-over-end kick. Will bounce at the 18, 19. Take a big Lindsay hop all the way down to the 5-yard line. A great punt by DeBoer. And Howe's got the ball with 6:43 left to go in the second, trailing Lindsay 7-6.
You know, that was a good punt. This young man, he's been all over the field tonight. He's not doing it on offense. He's doing it on defense.
Howe's going to have to go 95 yards without a speed demon like Hawthorne. We'll see what happens here. Handoff to Jaden Matthews around the left edge, and he'll gain enough to get out of that end zone, and he'll gain about 5 up to the 10.
Andy Bowles in on the stop for the Knights, along with Skylar New.
It always scares you a little bit when you're backed up to your own 5, anywhere you're near your own end zone, and just to get out of that, it's a little bit of.
We got a little bit of breathing room. That's that's what you want.
Under center goes Wall. He'll hand off left side, and I believe that's Matthews again for maybe 2 or 3. They'll spot him at the 11-yard line.
Ross Patel in on the stop for the Knights.
They're actually going to move over to the 12-yard line. So 3rd and 3 coming up. Under 6 minutes now. 5:50 and rolling. Howe taking their time. Clay Marshall comes to the line of scrimmage. Everybody tight. Double tight set. Wall under center. Handoff. Left tackle. And Matthews is going to be that's Tyler Grisham. And he's going to be very close to the first down, and I think he got it at the 12-yard line.
Skylar New in on the stop for the Knights, as well as Andy Dieter.
They're going to move the sticks. Clock rolling, 5:30. And Howe has a fresh set of downs at the 17-yard line. Wall on the reverse, near side. And that's going to be Carroll and he'll cross the 25 to the 26, 27-yard line. Nice gain there, but Carroll doesn't yet seem to have that burst. He doesn't have that burst that he had a year ago, and of course a torn ACL will do that, and I say that after a 9-yard gain. So
right.
You know,
And this is his second week back, so it's you've got to take it easy, see where you're at.
Carroll in motion, handoff near side. Tyler Grisham trying to find a hole, squirts through and breaks free at the 40. Look out to the 50. At the 40, 35, chased down to the 25, stiff arm, drag to the 10, to the 5, kiss him goodbye. It is touchdown time in Texas. 72 yards. And Tyler Grisham goes the distance after breaking out of about 3 tackles, stiff-arming a man down at the 18-yard line, and with 4:41 left to go in the second quarter, Howe now leads 12-7.
That's the Tyler Grisham we saw last year. Taking names, bowling over people. That's what you like to see.
You can imagine they'll be going for 2 here. They're trying to get back on the scoring track.
You can hear Coach Hudson hollering, hurry, hurry, hurry.
4:41 on the clock, 6 on the play clock. Wall under center, man in motion is Carroll. They'll hand to him. Coming left side to the far side, he's in. It's 2-point conversion time in Texas. And Howe now gets back on the scoring track, 14-7 with 4:41 left to go before the half.
Yeah, good to see Stratton back.
Abby's Restaurant is family owned and run. They have the cure for all your home cooking cravings. Chicken fried steak, loaded baked potato, bacon patty melt, grilled chicken salad, cheese fries, jalapeno stuffed peppers, and more. Don't forget to save room for that cheesecake and cobbler with ice cream. We know you're going to love the food and the service. Abby's Restaurant in downtown Howe. Give them a call, 903-487-8860. Abby's Restaurant.
Sweetie Pies in Van Alstyne is expanding their great fried pie menu and including vintage candies and boiling sodas made with real sugar cane. You can also order your Spirit Pops black and white candy popcorn. Want to try a slice of cake? You can do that too. It's the fried pies and cookies that's made Sweetie Pies a North Texas treat. Place an order anytime, 972-821-1508. Sweetie Pies is located facing the railroad tracks in downtown Van Alstyne.
Well, Howe's regained the lead, 14-7, 4:41 left to go here in the second quarter as Tyler Grisham just went 72 yards as he broke a few tackles, stiff-armed a man down, and would not say uncle on the play. And
again, never stop moving his feet.
And now we'll see if Honecker can keep this one in play. It's due for a great kick right here. The wind at his back, and he'll do the pooch kick here. It's going to be taken by Hermes at the 33-yard line. That's where Lindsay will set up shop at their own 33 with 4:39 left to go before the half. Trailing Howe 14-7 here at Knight Field in Lindsay, Texas on a beautiful night. A little northern. It's not really a northern, but it's, it's
cooler than it was last week, but it was pretty nice outside last week, though.
Not ready for jackets yet, but feels pretty nice. Craigie toss right side to Board. Nothing doing there. Got back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe up to the 35. They actually spotted the ball, I guess, initially at the 34 instead of the 33 like I had mentioned. So a gain of 1. I'll take it to the 35.
Mike Heppenstall and Seth Seabolt get on the stop.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
I stepped on you that
time.
that's
okay. We're going to step on each other. It'll be all right.
4:12 and rolling. A new man split out wide to the near side is Doug Case. And Craigie wants to throw the football, and it's almost intercepted by Tyler Grisham. He was right there. Had his hands on the ball, but it just couldn't haul it in. It'll be 3rd down and 9.
And there wasn't nothing between him and the end zone but a couple of flags.
He is just sick about that, too. 4:01 with the clock stopped here. Heath Thompson checks into the game for Lindsay. Your regulars are out there for the Bulldogs on defense. Greggy drops back 3 steps, pumps near side. Now it's flushed out of the pocket. It's going to have to run. He's going to be brought down by Helpenstell after a gain of maybe 1 or 2. That brings up another 4th down, and you got to think about calling a timeout here if you're Howe.
Yeah. He spun out of a time, Tristan spun out of that Tristan Matthews grasp, and Helpenstell was there to meet him.
4th down and 7 for Lindsay as the clock is rolling at the 3.5-minute mark. DeBoard will go back in punt formation. He'll stand at his own 25-yard line. Tyler Grisham might want to back up a little bit. DeBoard boots this one away. Wobbly kick. It's going to bounce at the 20, out of bounds. It lands out of bounds. I love the way these officials will walk up here. We'll see how far it goes. It went out. It looked like at about the 27. They're going to stop at the 30. Hey,
we'll take
that's
it.
not bad.
That's not bad.
I've seen those NFL guys walk up about 15 yards on those things. So Howe gets the ball back with 3:15. We'll have to go on the second quarter clock.
Forget, I got to get my program back out here.
Ball's going to be spotted at their own 30-yard line. Carroll in motion, and they're going to hand off to him. Left side, being chased down. He's got some room, though. He's got the 1st down and more, and chased out of bounds at the 45-yard line. A nice gain of about 15.
Logan Wayne chased him out of bounds.
Stops the clock at 3:07. Very smart to step out. They'll move the sticks. They'll actually say he stepped out at the 43-yard line, so a gain of 13. Zach Blevins brings the play in, and now a timeout's been called. We'll take 1, 2.
Fast-paced lives and fast-talking salespeople, it's nice to know you can still count on your local dish retailer, Cavender Home Theater, with folks right here in your area to tell you the honest truth. Dish simply costs less for the very same channels. For your home or business, Dish and Cavender's has it at a reasonable price with old-fashioned service. Call Cavender Home Theater at 903-892-3499 today and experience an expert who's happy to answer all your questions. Or go to CavenderTV.com. Do it now.
The Howe Athletic Booster Club invites you to become a supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
And the type of kids we have, they're just hard workers and do anything you ask.
Memberships are $25 and will be available at all home games. All proceeds benefit high school and middle school athletic programs. Please join the Howe Athletic Booster Club in our efforts to support our hometown kids.
When people come here, it's something they can be proud of.
Here at Knight Stadium, Knight Field, this is going to be a carry over the middle, and that's Matthews again, who again never stops and jumps forward. It's going to be close to a 1st down, and it is. They move the sticks inside Lindsay territory to the 46-yard line. Under 3 minutes now. Wall under center in the hurry-up offense. Near side, and now the whistles will blow. Cooper Akins was about to score. I could just feel it.
Yeah, I could too.
Woo. Timeout, Lindsay, as they felt a little pressured there. We are pressured to get some commercials in. We'll do that right now.
The Howe Enterprise has served the hometown news since 1963. Since then, the Bulldogs have won 8 district, 8 by-district, 4 area championships, and 1 regional title. We've covered 14 different head coaches during that time. The Howe Enterprise has been with the Bulldogs for 52 years. We were there when the Pride of Howe won 3 band state championships. Look for each week's publication every Monday at HoweEnterprise.com. The Howe Enterprise.
Here we go. Everybody's coming back on the field, so we got to stop everything and stop what we're doing. 2:53 left to go before the half, and Howe's about to come out here with a 1st and 10 in Lindsay territory at the 46-yard line, in between the 46 and the 47.
That's Cooper Akins was just about gone.
And this is going to be a handoff up the middle, and he's gone. Kiss him goodbye, Jaden Matthews. It is touchdown time in Texas. 46 yards. And just like that, Howe is immediately up 20-7 awaiting this PAT. with 2:46 left to go before the half.
You know, that's one of them things with that offense. I was looking at somebody else, didn't even see him. I was looking at Tyler Grisham. I thought he had.
Well, I was looking at Cooper Akins because I was wondering if they were going to run the same play. They ran the same formation and ran the same type of formation out of it, but they didn't give it to Akins. They gave it to Matthews up front. Here's Wilson's hold, and the kick is not good. Another PAT miscue by Honecker. I'm not sure whether it's the snap, the hold, or what's going on, but it's not working right now.
When it comes to Howe, Bill French Properties is 100% invested to the economic and residential growth for Howe. They also provide commercial and farm and ranch services. Bill French Properties provides buyer representation free of charge and provides every service from mortgages to credit repair to skilled craftsmen and inspections. Visit BillFrenchProperties.com or give him a call at 903-893-BILL. Bill French Properties, realtors that you can trust. Servicing Grayson and North Collin County.
I'm Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud 1998 graduate of Howe High School, and because of the great leadership from our teachers and coaches, I was able to become one of the few board-certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now for a free consultation. I'm Micah Belden, and I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough.
Well, the Bulldogs come back out on the field after the 46-yard touchdown run by Jaden Matthews. And he was shot out of a cannon right up the middle. And it's a misdirection offense, and we were all confused. And I was following Cooper Akins. You were following Tyler Grisham. And meanwhile, Jaden Matthews has the ball right up the middle.
Jaden Matthews goes, hey, guys, what about me?
I have a feeling some of the Lindsay Knights were having the same problems we were, as here's Honecker. The pooch kick, going to go towards the out of bounds. It's out of bounds again. Man, I tell you what, the special teams is having some big problems tonight. And we'll see what Lindsay wants to do here. As the ball goes out of bounds, they could make them re-kick. Again, Coach Charles Bowles, 26-10 in his fourth year here. See what he wants to do. The defense is coming on the field, and apparently Lindsay's going to take the ball at the 30-yard line. That's where they'll start, from their own 30 with 2:46 left to go before the half. All of a sudden, what was a very fast first quarter has turned into a pretty long
second
first
quarter.
half. Yeah.
Right. Wind still blowing, still nice.
Craigie coming in. And no doubt they'll try to put some points on the board here pretty fast. He'll go, looks like under center. And they're going to hand left tackle to DeBoard.
Ty Portman and Andrew Griffin in on the stop for the Bulldogs.
Gain of 3 will bring up 2nd down and 7 with 2:39 on the clock. And a timeout's been called. Guess what?
In this very football season, we will experience extreme heat followed by the changing of the leaves and finally feel the cold chill of the November rain. Life changes, and sometimes it changes too fast. When you lose a loved one, you need a place of comfort and trust. Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory of Van Alstyne will provide you with that care. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins invite you to talk to their caring staff. They take pride in their responsibility to lighten your burden as you take the first steps towards healing.
.239 left to go before the half. Howe leading 20-7. Lindsay about to face a 2nd down and 6 after the timeout. Howe leading 20-7. Jaden Matthews, who just separated the score here with 46-yard touchdown run. Craigie goes under center. Everybody tight, and he's going to keep it, and is met by Jacob Taylor and is driven backwards about 3 yards, but forward progress will set the ball at the 34-yard line. And now Howe calls a timeout. We will be right back.
Carrie's Coffee Company in historic downtown Van Alstyne, next to the post office, is a full-scale coffee house serving all organic hot coffee, iced coffee, lattes, frappes, and many non-coffee beverages and baked goods. Carrie's Coffee Company is located at Highway 5 and 121 on the square, next to the post office. Come visit Carrie's Coffee Company in downtown Van Alstyne. Open Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to noon, and 7 a.m. on Saturdays. Carrie's Coffee Company is Texas quality.
Told you we'd be right back. 20-7, 2:29 left to go before the half. Howe in the lead, and the officials or the teams are still talking it over there out there. But we got a 3rd and 6 coming right up for Lindsay at their own 34-yard line.
If your wife's at home listening,
she is actually over there somewhere.
Well, hopefully she's listening. I am hip, and I want her to know that. I hypnotized myself this week.
We did talk about that.
Yes, we did. New Kids on the Block in Madonna.
Craigie wants to throw, sets up the screen, and it's going to be caught by Juan, and he's going to be close to the first down. Oh, no! Somehow Howe came up with the football. Andrew Griffin has it, and it's touchdown time in Texas. Griffin took it away. He took it away.
Yeah, they held him up. Andrew just come in there and stripped it right out. Wow. You know, there's just things these Bulldogs don't do wrong.
A 34-yard touchdown by Andrew Griffin as he stripped the ball away from Juan.
Yeah, Stephen Braswell, our spotter, said that they come in and punched it up in the air, punched it out of his hands, and Andrew Griffin just picked it up and went.
So we'll see if we can have some sort of a sense of special teams here. Or are they going to go for it again? I would imagine they go for it. Stump Matthews checking into the game, trying to get back on track here. They miss the PAT, and then you got to go for 2, and that's kind of on that track. So going for 2 here is Howe. Wall under center. 2 men in the backfield. Man in motion to Stratton Carroll. They're going to toss to him. Bad toss goes over his head. He actually fumbles it. Wall picks it up. He's in trouble. Now he tosses and goes to the other side. He's got the 15 and down. Finally drugged down inside the 10. What a disastrous looking play. It's one of those 71 Miami Dolphins type plays.
Yeah, Andy Bowles.
Calling all Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic and Howe for half-price shakes after 8 and open until midnight. Home games only, where you get great food and big smiles. And a little message for all our Howe football players. Go, Bulldogs fight, Bulldogs win, win, win. Because it's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Two new businesses, Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium, have joined downtown Howe at 107 and 109 East Haining Street. These two antique and gift shops offer vintage items that are rarely available in the Howe area. Their prices will definitely please shoppers. Come enjoy a unique shopping experience at Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium. Go Dogs!
26-7 as our new score, as Andrew Griffin just picked that ball out of the sky, ran it back 34 yards, and Howe's new lead 26-7. And Honaker, we'll see if our kickoffs and our special teams can do their jobs here and keep the ball in the field and not 8 yards away from the tee either.
All right.
So here's Honaker. He'll step back at the 30, take about 3, 4, 5 steps over towards that east. And now he'll walk to the football. And it'll be a squib kick down to the right side. It's going to be taken by Hermes at the 34-yard line. And that's where Lindsay will take over at their own 34 with 2:11 left to go before the half. And we'll see what happens here. I think everybody's out of timeouts at this point.
Yeah, that's other than the PATs, this Bulldog team hasn't done much wrong tonight at all.
Coach Hudson said the only thing he worries about is the big play because they're pretty consistent on defense. Low snap, and Craigie has to dig it out, just run straight up the middle, taking just about all of the defense to bring him down as he keeps his feet moving. And he'll surge forward to about the 37 or 38-yard line. Gain of probably 3, maybe 4.
Seth Seabolt, Joel Minivar, Tristan Matthews in on the stop.
Clock still rolling here at 1:45 as I need to update the score. Lindsay not getting in a hurry here. They don't really have any intentions of giving it back to Howe with any time left before the half. Second down and 6. Bad snap goes right through Craigie's legs, and it's going to be recovered by DeBoard. He's done everything tonight. He recovers fumbles, and he did right there at the 24-yard line. They're going to spot it way back at the 25. The nose of the ball will be touching the 25.
Ty Portman almost got there.
Big loss there of about 15. It'll be 3rd and 18 coming up for Lindsay as we hit the 1-minute mark. Bringing the play in for Lindsay is John Michael Furman, and he'll split out to the near side at the bottom. Moving right to left is Lindsay. One man in the backfield taking their time. 48, 47 on the clock. Toss right side to Borg. He's got a little bit of running room. Ball's on the turf. Howe says they have the football, and they do at the 27-yard line.
Tyler Grisham come up off the ground with the ball.
DeBoard has run the football almost seems like every play. And it could be a result of a lot of work. You just don't know. But Howe's going to have a shot here with 36 seconds left to go before the half. What will they do? Do you run that Cooper Akins, or do you take a knee here? You're up 26-7. You got a half a football left. I think you have to run the football here.
Right.
.39 seconds there. The officials are calling up here in the booth for 39 seconds on the clock. That's what Howe's going to have. No timeouts, apparently. I don't believe there's any timeouts. And the whistles blow to start this one. We'll see what happens here. It looks like Howe is going to run the football. Marshall breaks the huddle. He goes to the line of scrimmage. Wall follows him. Everybody else set. Matthews, the lone back, sends a man in motion. Carroll, they fake to him. Wall is brought down in the backfield. A 2-yard loss, and that looks like that's going to be the end of the first half unless Howe gets back on the football here. They are trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. 27 seconds, 25, 24, second down and long. Wall snaps. Here comes Carroll on the reverse to the near side. Breaks free for a moment, dives forward to the 26-yard line. 13 seconds on the clock.
Skylar New made the stop.
10 seconds on the clock. 8, 7, 6, trying to snap it. 5, 4, and here's a handoff. Jaden Matthews over right guard. He's got some room. Bounces out of a tackle. Still going. He's got the 5, and he's down just inside the 10-yard line at about the 8, and that's going to be the end of the first half as Jaden Matthews and his feet that never stop moving almost scored again right before the half, and Howe takes a 26-7 halftime lead. We will be right back.
Abby's Restaurant is family owned and run. They have the cure for all your home cooking cravings. Chicken fried steak, loaded baked potato, bacon patty melt, grilled chicken salad, cheese fries, jalapeno stuffed peppers, and more. Don't forget to save room for that cheesecake and cobbler with ice cream. We know you're going to love the food and the service. Abby's Restaurant in downtown Howe. Give them a call, 903-487-8860. Abby's Restaurant.
Sweetie Pies in Van Alstyne is expanding their great fried pie menu and including vintage candies and boiling sodas made with real sugar cane. You can also order your Spirit Pops black and white candy popcorn. Want to try a slice of cake? You can do that too. It's the fried pies and cookies that's made Sweetie Pies a North Texas treat. Place an order anytime, 972-821-1508. Sweetie Pies is located facing the railroad tracks in downtown Van Alstyne.
In these days of fast-paced lives and fast-talking salespeople, it's nice to know you can still count on your local dish retailer, Cavender Home Theater, with folks right here in your area to tell you the honest truth. Dish simply costs less for the very same channels. For your home or business, Dish and Cavender's has it at a reasonable price with old-fashioned service. Call Cavender Home Theater at 903-892-3499 today and experience an expert who's happy to answer all your questions. Or go to CavenderTV.com. Do it now.
Calling all Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic and Howe for half-price shakes after 8 and open until midnight. Home games only, where you get great food and big smiles. And a little message for all our Howe football players. Go, Bulldogs fight, Bulldogs win, win, win. Because it's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Two new businesses, Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium, have joined downtown Howe at 107 and 109 East Hanning Street. These two antique and gift shops offer vintage items that are rarely available in the Howe area. Their prices will definitely please shoppers. Come enjoy a unique shopping experience at Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium. Go Dogs!
Abby's Restaurant.
Well, the band is about to come out, the Howe Band, and we will let you listen to the pride of Howe for their entire performance as they're just about ready. At the moment, they are introducing the band members, the drum major, and now I believe we are just about ready.
When it comes to Howe, Bill French Properties 100% invested to the economic and residential growth for Howe. They also provide commercial and farm and ranch services. Bill French Properties provides buyer representation free of charge and provides every service from mortgages to credit repair to skilled craftsmen and inspections. Visit BillFrenchProperties.com or give him a call at 903-893-BILL. Bill French Properties, realtors that you can trust. Servicing Grayson and North Collin County.
I'm Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud 1998 graduate of Howe High School, and because of the great leadership from our teachers and coaches, I was able to become one of the few board-certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now for a free consultation. I'm Micah Belden, and I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough.
In this very football season, we will experience extreme heat followed by the changing of the leaves and finally feel the cold chill of the November rain. Life changes, and sometimes it changes too fast. When you lose a loved one, you need a place of comfort and trust. Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory of Van Alstyne will provide you with that care. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins invite you to talk to their caring staff. They take pride in their responsibility to lighten your burden as you take the first steps towards healing.
Carrie's Coffee Company in historic downtown Van Alstyne, next to the post office, is a full-scale coffee house serving all organic hot coffee, iced coffee, lattes, frappes, and many non-coffee beverages and baked goods. Carrie's Coffee Company is located at Highway 5 and 121 on the square, next to the post office. Come visit Carrie's Coffee Company in downtown Van Alstyne. Open Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to noon, and 7 a.m. on Saturdays. Carrie's Coffee Company is Texas quality.
Welcome back to Knight Field. Monty Walker along with Michael Mosier. Let's recap the first half for you. Lindsay took the ball first at their own 38-yard line, had to punt. It was a great stop by Jacob Taylor to force the punt there on that first drive. Howe got the ball at their own 16. And they ended up having to punt right back to Lindsay. Lindsay got it. Guess what? They punted again. Let's turn this crowd mic down just a little bit as they're in their performances out there. The Bulldogs finally got on track in the first quarter, late in the quarter, when they got an opportunity to start a drive at their own 33-yard line. They got a 21-yard touchdown from Cooper Akins. That is his, I believe, third, I can't see. I think that's third touchdown of the year for Akins. And that gave Howe the early lead, 6-0. A botched PAT left that score with 4:28 left to go in the first. Lindsay got the ball, woke up on offense, started at their own 47 with 4:27 left on the first quarter clock rather. Craigie, the quarterback, drove all the way down and snuck it over from 2 yards out. And with the PAT, Lindsay took a 7-6 lead with 9:14 left to go in the second quarter. Howe's next possession started at their own 34-yard line, and it ended just a few plays later when Brandon Wall threw his first interception of the year, picked off by freshman Skylar New. That gave the ball back to Lindsay at their own 46-yard line with 8:44 left to go in the second. They ended up punting it back to Howe, who took it at their own 5-yard line, but Tyler Grisham moments later went 72 yards rather, and Stratton Carroll ran the 2-point conversion to give Howe the 14-7 advantage with 4:41 left to go in the second quarter. Lindsay's next possession resulted in a punt. They gave it back to Howe, who started at the 30 with 3:15 left to go before the half. Jaden Matthews scored on a 46-yard touchdown to give Howe the lead 20-7 with 2:46 left to go in the half. Lindsay got the ball back and gave it back to Howe without points. Howe took over, and it was a 34-yard Andrew Griffin fumble strip recovery, and that went for a touchdown. That gave us our halftime lead, 26-7, with 2:13 left. And then DeBoard fumbled later on. It didn't result in any points, but Howe had the football and almost scored right before the half as Jaden Matthews had a nice run broke free a few times and finally stalled out just shy of the end zone, and the clock ran out in the half, and here we are. Let's take a quick timeout. We'll be back with more Howe Bulldog football.
God, guts, and game. That's the 3 Gs in 3G brand. 3G Brand's handcrafted, American-made, in fact, Howe-made blankets were rated by Horseback Magazine as one of the top 7 Christmas gifts in America. These blankets are in deer stands and stadium bleachers all over America, and they come right here from Howe, Texas. We're talking about hunting blankets, stadium blankets, and throws. Get that early black and white blanket just in time for the cold games in November. 3gbrand.com. God, guts, and game.
Calling all Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic and Howe for half-price shakes after 8 and open until midnight. Home games only, where you get great food and big smiles. And a little message for all our Howe football players: go Bulldogs, fight, Bulldogs win, win, win. 'Cause it's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Two new businesses, Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium, have joined downtown Howe at 107 and 109 East Hanning Street. These two antique and gift shops offer vintage items that are rarely available in the Howe area. Their prices will definitely please shoppers. Come enjoy a unique shopping experience at Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium. Go Dogs!
Abby's Restaurant is family owned and run. They have the cure for all your home cooking cravings. Chicken fried steak, loaded baked potato, bacon patty melt, grilled chicken salad, cheese fries, jalapeno stuffed peppers, and more. Don't forget to save room for that cheesecake and cobbler with ice cream. We know you're going to love the food and the service. Abby's Restaurant in downtown Howe. Give them a call, 903-487-8860. Abby's Restaurant.
Welcome back to Knight Field, where the Bulldogs lead 26-7. We're just about ready for the second half. Both teams are on the field. Howe is doing their stretching in the end zone, and it looks like Lindsay has already done theirs. They're doing some chants down on the field. You might be able to hear them. Yep, that was them. And now they're headed to their tunnel. They have a looks like a little castle tunnel for the Knights, which is appropriate, as the Bulldogs over there on the far side have their huge Bulldog run-through. Loretta Anderson donated that a few years back.
Yes, she did.
Texas Farm Bureau.
It looks good too. That's a big old Bulldog.
It's the battle of the horns as both teams run out at the same time. You can hear the fight song from the Howe Bulldogs on the far side. Now, Howe won the toss. They elected to defer to the second half, which means they'll get the football here in just a few moments. And that could be a devastating blow to Lindsay if Howe's able to score on that first possession. Already leading 26-7 as we enter the second half. And the special team units are just about ready to come out on the field.
Who tailgated in the RV? Big bull. It says Bulldog Nation flag flying on the back. I wonder who that was.
Ooh, I don't know. I wish it was me.
Right. Well, that would be, if we just didn't want to drive home, you could just take it out.
That'd be nice. All right. Oh, let me update the scoreboard here as we enter in the third quarter. I better do that now before I get busy. I'm always messing that up. Third quarter. There we go.
As you can tell, our wind's still hanging with us.
DeBoard, who came out of the locker room without cramps, apparently, he's going to bang this one away. It's going to be a high push kick, going to bounce. It's going to be taken by Brent Masters, coming up to the near hash and dragging a man on his back all the way up to the 38-yard line. And I believe that's going to be Garrett Morrow, who's going to get credit for the tackle. Ball Ball will start at the 38-yard line, or 37-yard line rather, for Howe here in the second half.
That's a good start spot. Let's see how we do.
Howe comes up with everybody tight on 1st and 10. Going to be handoff to Carroll on the reverse to the far side. He's got some room. Look out. He's got the 50. Look out. We'll see that speed. Come on, ACL to the 20, to the 15. Kissing goodbye. It is touchdown time in Texas. First play of the second half. And Stratton Carroll goes 62 yards.
Welcome back, Stratton Carroll. Good job. Good job. You know, he looked pretty good on that knee.
Hey, that was pretty impressive. My apologies to Stratton Carroll, who earlier in the game I said didn't look like he had that burst anymore. He certainly did there.
Yes, he did.
Without question.
All right, here we go.
Here we go for the PAT. It's on the tee. The kick is up, and the kick is good. That's the Honaker we all know and love. 33-7 now. Howe in the lead. 11:38 left to go before half. Back in a moment.
Sweetie Pies in Van Alstyne is expanding their great fried pie menu and including vintage candies and boiling sodas made with real sugar cane. You can also order your Spirit Pops black and white candy popcorn. Want to try a slice of cake? You can do that too. It's the fried pies and cookies that's made Sweetie Pies a North Texas treat. Place an order anytime. 972-821-1508. Sweetie Pies is located facing the railroad tracks in downtown Van Alstyne.
In these days of fast-paced lives and fast-talking salespeople, it's nice to know you can still count on your local dish retailer, Cavender Home Theater, with folks right here in your area to tell you the honest truth. Dish simply costs less for the very same channels. For your home or business, Dish and Cavender's has it at a reasonable price with old-fashioned service. Call Cavender Home Theater at 903-892-3499 today and experience an expert who's happy to answer all your questions. Or go to CavenderTV.com. Do it now.
Perfect timing.
11:38 left to go in the third quarter. We're just underway in one play, 62-yard drive for Stratton Carroll and the Howe Bulldogs, and Howe now leads 33-7. Here's Honaker's kick. It's a squib kick, going to bounce to the right side. Hermes takes it at the 39-yard line, and that's where Lindsay will start with 11:35 left to go in the third quarter. Wow. You know, it's almost unfair. You know, and we know Howe's pretty good. I mean, I think we can all agree at this point. They're pretty good.
Yes.
When you have Cooper Akins, who's doing what he's doing in the first couple of weeks, and then you add Stratton Carroll to that.
Oh, yeah. The depth on this team is just spectacular.
1st and 10, left to right, is going to be quarterback Craigie, and he's got nowhere to go. Brought down in the backfield, a loss of about 1.
Ty Portman and Winston Moss in on the stop for the Bulldogs.
They'll spot it at the 39-yard line, which is just a tick behind the original line of scrimmage. Clock rolling at 11:12 here in the third quarter. Bringing the play in for the Knights is Doug Case.
You know, we talk about this. These guys just got the depth to wear you out and run you down.
Craigie under center, toss, right side, DeBoard. He's cutting it back inside, has some room. Blevins will be there to help, but helping still, and I believe it was Seth Siebold who really should get credit for the tackle, but a nice gain by DeBoard, which moves the sticks and moves the ball into Howe territory at the 49-yard line.
Yeah, Seth Siebold's been all over the field tonight.
You don't want your safeties making a lot of tackles.
Right.
You're glad that he does.
Glad that he makes
but you hope that he doesn't have to.
Right.
Just inside Howe territory at the 49-yard line. Trying to draw Howe off sides. They might have done it. But normally they'll stop. It's going to be against Lindsay. Yeah, when they stop the play like that, it's against the offense. But it looked from here, I thought it would have been against Howe. They'll move the ball back 5. And now back in their own side of the field, Lindsay will have the ball at the 46-yard line. You know, they did rename this a few years back, the Henry B. Schroeder Knight Field. It's nice to have a name attached to it.
Yeah, it is. That's pretty neat. Do we know why they renamed it?
To be a handoff. Quick hitter.
Ball's on the ground. Nope.
Going to gain about 2 or 3 yards. Close to midfield, about the 49.
Mike Heppenstall, Tristan Matthews in on the stop. Maybe I need to put my glasses on.
My apologies, I said Schroeder. It's actually Schrader. Second down and 12. Left to right. It's going to be a toss to Board. Trying to find the outside. Tries to stiff arm a defender. Ty Portman says, I'll have none of that. Don't stiff arm me. I'll bring you down. Loss of 2.
Looks like we got a flag on the play far side of the field.
Well, let's hope that doesn't involve Mr. Portman. Is it going to be a face mask? Is it going to be the stiff arm? Yeah, that's what it was. Face mask on the ball carrier. He stiff armed Portman, but you can't stiff arm by grabbing the face mask. So instead of a loss of 2 on the play, it's going to be a larger loss than that. 9:24 on the clock here in the third. They're going to step this one off. The officials are talking about it. I don't believe there is a 5-yard face mask penalty anymore. I think they did away with that. They declined the penalty. All right. Well, the Bulldogs decline it, bringing up the 3rd and 13. So a passing situation for Craigie, the quarterback for Lindsay. Shotgun formation, drops back 3 steps, pumps, throws out left side, and it's in and out of the hands of his intended receiver, Dawson Anderley, and the ball falls incomplete. 4th and 13 coming up for the Knights.
Looked like Jacob Taylor was all over him back here as he was letting that pass go.
Bring up a 4th down.
Punt coming up for Lindsay, as Howe looks like they're going to get the ball back here with about 8:50 or so left to go in the third. Tyler Grisham stands inside the 30 to about the 25-yard line. DeBoard stands about the 35, wanting to punt this one away. High snap, goes over his head. He goes back for it, picks it up, finally does punt it. He did a great job of just kicking the ball. Now it does go out of bounds. It was not a great punt at all, but it's a whole lot better than getting sacked and brought back way back at the 30. So a nice job of heads-up play by DeBoard of just getting that ball away. Now the punt, like I say, wasn't that good. It's going to net maybe a couple of yards. Let's see, they're going to mark it at the 46, so Howe will start at the Lindsay 46-yard line with 8:58 on the third quarter clock. First and 10 for Howe, right to left. Handoff, up the middle, Matthews scoots through. Runs very low and parallel to the ground, and he'll gain about 2. Bring it up, 2nd down and 8. Oh, they'll move the ball back a yard gain. 2nd down and 9, 8:40 and rolling here in the third quarter.
Aaron Flatman and Alan Richards in on the stop. Alan Richards tripped him up in the backfield, and then Flatman took him to the ground.
Carroll and Matthews in the backfield, along with Tyler Grisham. Matthews by himself at the 50. Carroll goes in motion. They're going to hand to Matthews over right tackle. He's got some room. Escapes out of a couple of defenders. Still moving, still fighting, churning. Up about a 9-yard gain and a flag down. We'll check the flag, but Matthews is so hard to tackle.
Jonathan Bell and Skylar New in on the stop for the Knights.
Now the flag is over on the far side at about the line of scrimmage. over on the Bulldogs bench. Maybe encroachment against Lindsay, looks like. I don't think they're going to take the penalty. Offsides against Lindsay.
That penalty is declined.
So they'll take the yardage on the play instead of the penalty. We'll bring up a 3rd and 2 inside the Lindsay 38-yard line. Everybody tight. Wall goes under center. Handoff, left side. As Tyler Grisham has the first down and more, he drags a few defenders all the way across the 30 to about the 29-yard line.
Jonathan Bell made the stop for the Lindsay Knights.
And Tyler Grisham has to be nearing the 100-yard mark. It helps when you have a 72-yarder.
First down, Bulldogs at the Lindsay 29-yard.
Yes, it does.
You get to the 100 mark pretty quick when you have a 72-yard.
72 yards, you hit that 100 pretty quick.
First down and 10 for Howe, moving right to left at the Lindsay 29-yard line. Man in motion is Carroll. They're going to fake the toss to him, hand it off up the middle to Matthews, and not much doing. They're starting to sniff that out as Matthews will gain maybe a foot inside the 29-yard line. 7:15 and rolling here in the third. Howe on top, 33-7. Taking their time on this drive.
Garrett Morrow and Logan Wan in on the stop.
Second down and 9 coming up for Howe. One man in the backfield. Man in motion is Carroll. He gets the handoff, stiff arms a man, and is going to go out of bounds. Or did he get out of bounds? Apparently he went down after about a 4-yard gain.
Skylar New in on the stop. That freshman's been all over the field tonight.
Yeah, he is a player. We saw several Bulldog freshmen last year playing. Dylan Moreau and all kinds of Andrew Griffin. Lots of freshmen on the field. Now they're soft. There's four sophomore starters on defense for Howe this year. It's pretty impressive going 3 rounds deep with about 4 freshmen playing on your defense.
Yes, sir.
3rd and 8 coming up. Man in motion is Carroll. They'll toss to him. That's Grisham, actually. He's looking for some room. 25, got the 20, cuts it inside to the 10, to the 5. Kiss him goodbye. It is touchdown time in Texas. 28 yards for Tyler Grisham. And the Bulldogs extend their lead 39-7 with 6:39 left to go in the third.
Good job by Tyler Grisham. That had to put him over the 100 mark.
Oh, without question. He's got 72-yard touchdown and a 28, so that's 100.
Yeah, that's a great job. Good running.
Honaker on for the PAT. Nick Wilson to hold. It's on the tee. The kick is a low line drive, but it goes right through. And Howe has hit the 40 mark. 6:39 left to go in the third quarter. Back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football.
The Howe Athletic Booster Club invites you to become a supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
The type of kids we have, they're just hard workers and do anything you ask.
Memberships are $25 and will be available at all home games. All proceeds benefit high school and middle school athletic programs. Please join the Howe Athletic Booster Club in our efforts to support our hometown kids.
When people come here, it's something they can be proud of.
The Howe Enterprise has served the hometown news since 1963. Since then, the Bulldogs have won 8 district, 8 by-district, 4 area championships, and 1 regional title. We've covered 14 different head coaches during that time. The Howe Enterprise has been with the Bulldogs for 52 years. We were there when the Pride of Howe won 3 band state championships. Look for each week's publication every Monday at howeenterprise.com.
Well, Howe's hit the 40 mark. 40-7 over Lindsay with 6:39 left to go in the third quarter. And about to boot this one away on the kickoff. It was Tyler Grisham with a 28-yarder around the left side on a toss. As Honaker walks it off, and he's about to step towards the football. Here we go. Squib kick to the right side. It's going to be taken by an up man. And Lindsay will start
Look like
at their own 41-yard line.
Garrett Morrow for Lindsay covered the ball.
So Lindsay will set up shop here with 6:36 left to go in the third at their own 41-yard line. Impressive for Howe.
It is. You know, these boys are the real deal.
1st and 10, moving left to right for Lindsay. And this will be a handoff to Board up the middle.
Andrew Griffin in on the stop.
He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Now, the most Howe has ever scored against Lindsay was back in 1981 when they beat Lindsay 46-20.
1981.
6 points away. That was Buck Smith, the head coach back in those days, and they ran the veer.
The veer? Wow.
Yeah, that was just prior to Randy Gear and all that. 2nd down and 9 coming up under the 6-minute mark in the third. Handoff to Board again, and he'll make his way across the 45 to the 46-yard line. They'll spot the ball just shy of the 47. Bringing up a 3rd and 4.5, 3rd and 5.
Seth Seabolt and Winston Moss in on the stop.
Furman checks in for the Knights, and he'll split out wide. Up top, moving left to right.
3rd down and 5.
2 receivers either side. 1 man in the backfield is Juan. Craigie wants to throw, sets up the screen. It's caught by Juan, and he's knocked down hard by Tyler Grisham at the line of scrimmage, but check the flag. There's one way back to where Craigie threw the football.
Yeah, it may have been a late hit on the quarterback.
Well,
the flag on the play.
I do see Mr. Portman with his palms up to the sky and then claps his hands in disgust. I didn't see whether it was Portman.
It was. He come off with this end untouched.
Well, now he'll check out of the game. So that may tell you a little bit.
You know, he's the guy's just got all heart, man. I mean, he goes nonstop, hard as he can go every play. And sometimes you just got to reel that back in.
Dylan Moreau checks into the game, into Portman's spot at that right end. I formation. Craigie turns around, a nice play there, and it's going to gain about 5 yards. He faked the hand on the left, spun around and went, or faked it on the right, spun around and went to the left. And gain of about 6, bring up 2nd down and 4, 4:42 on the 3rd quarter clock. Howe leading 40-7.
It looked like Seabold in on the stop for Bulldogs.
I formation again. Craigie, handoff. Juan, first man through to the right side. Right behind right guard is going to be brought down by Tyler Grisham after a gain of just a few inside the 30 to the 29-yard line.
Tyler Grisham, Mike Heppenstall in as well on the stop.
We're about to hit the 4-minute mark here in the 3rd quarter. Had a man trying to check in for the Knights and was turned away. Try to check the number there. I believe that was Garrett Morrow who was coming into the game. Craigie, handoff. First man through. Thought the ball was on the turf for a moment, but that's going to be a new ball carrier for the Knights, Aaron Fleetman, and that's what our spotter, Stephen Braswell, was trying to tell me. He gave me the number 12. And, oh, that's what it is.
Dylan Monroe made the stop for the Bulldogs.
You know, and Lindsay's at the point now, just running the clock, trying to get out of here.
Yeah,
get out of here. Run the clock, keep Howe off the field, and get out of here. Craigie, toss, right side. DeBoer, he got some room and he's got some speed. Cuts it at the 20, and Seabold is going to bring him down with help from Zach Blevins inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. Very close to a first down. And I believe they're going to be just a little bit short of that first. Maybe it looks further than what I thought. 2.5 yards. Clock still rolling. Long drive for Lindsay. High formation. Juan is going to get it. First man through the left side. Falls on the turf. Howe says they have it, and they do. Juan has fumbled again. And Howe will take over at their own 14-yard line.
Zach Blevins come up with a fumble.
So about a 4-minute drive stalls out after the fumble. Howe will take over with 2:21 left to go in the third at their own 14-yard line.
So Howe will take over first and 10 from their own.
See here what if there's anybody new into the game for Howe on offense. I think I see Brent Masters. This is going to be a handoff to the right side. Cooper Akins, he's got some room and finally drug down after about a 4-yard gain. It looked like it was going to be a lot more than that, but Cooper was brought down from behind.
Logan Juan brought him down.
Nice pursuit by Juan. You know, if you fumble the football, you better start making some tackles.
That's right. You better make up for that ball on the turf.
1:41 and rolling here in the third quarter. Howe leading 40-7. Landry Elvington, the tight end on the near side. Man in motion is Cooper Akins. It's going to be a handoff. Right side, Brent Masters. Not much doing there. Maybe one to bring up third and long for Howe.
You know, he comes squirting out, blowing the whistle, and he's still on his feet moving. You know, those feet never stop. Garrett Martin made the stop for the Knights.
They're going to spot the ball at the 18-yard line. Ooh, I take that back, 22-yard line. Third and about 3 for Howe.
Gain of 3 on the play, bring up the third down and 3.
I bet this is Cooper Akins. This is going to be, right up the middle is that Brent Masters. And he's going to be very close to a first down. I think he's got it. Yep, the official is waving, move the chain. So
Garrett Morrow made the stop.
It's Morrow on the carry.
Oh,
Morrow on the carry there I thought it was Masters. You know, it's kind of hard from up here to see 17 and 12.
Oh, Dylan Monroe, okay.
Man in motion. And Wall is going to keep it under center. He's going to gain about a quick 7 yards on the play. And that's going to be the end of the third quarter. Howe leading 40-7. Back in a moment.
When it comes to Howe, Bill French Properties is 100% invested to the economic and residential growth for Howe. They also provide commercial and farm and ranch services. Bill French Properties provides buyer representation free of charge and provides every service from mortgages to credit repair to skilled craftsmen and inspections. Visit BillFrenchProperties.com or give him a call at 903-893-BILL. Bill French Properties, realtors that you can trust. Servicing Grayson and North Collin County.
I'm Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud 1998 graduate of Howe High School, and because of the great leadership from our teachers and coaches, I was able to become one of the few board-certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now for a free consultation. I'm Micah Belden, and I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough.
Lindsay back out on the field waiting for Howe. Here we are in the fourth quarter. They call it Bulldog quarter around here.
Bulldog quarter.
40-7, Howe in the lead. Now flip it over. They're moving left to right to finish out this game. Second down and about 2. All kinds of movement up front before the play can get snapped. And it's going to be a false start against Howe. Back it up. Instead of second 2, it's going to be second and 7. You can hear the cheerleaders from Lindsay. I just love, when we mentioned this before, I just love the fact that they wear black and white here in Lindsay.
Yeah, they
don't
really
try
good.
They don't try to trick it up. It's okay to wear black and white. It's fine.
Right. No red.
2nd and 7. This is going to be handoff Dylan Moreau, left side, fighting for first down yardage, getting very close. Still breaks out somehow and fights his way across the midfield stripe. A tremendous 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, and 5th effort. These Howe backs, they just don't stop.
They never stop moving their feet. You know, we talk about that. They never stop moving. Tackle made by Aaron Flightman for the Knights.
Boy, Flightman, he was
holding on.
You got to give him credit. He's about the only one that didn't let loose.
Yeah, he was holding on. He was along for the ride.
First down and 10 for Howe, left to right. 11-10 on the 4th quarter clock. Wall under center, handoff right side. That's Masters. He gets knocked backwards for a moment, regains his footing, and then fights forward for about an 8-yard gain. 10:58 rolling here in the 4th.
Again, Ross Patel had him in the backfield, and Logan Wan ended up making the stop 5 yards down the field.
2nd and a long 2 coming up for Howe.
You know, those feet just never, you can't say it enough. The feet just never quit moving.
Well, and you're talking about backup running backs here. I guess if you're trying to earn your way with more carries, you just got to make the best of it.
You know, we have so many choices at running back, it's unbelievable.
Wall, handoff. Oh, fumbles the football, can't pick it up, and finally rolls on it. About 3 Lindsay Knights ran right by it, and Wall was somehow able to fall back on the football. Big loss, though. I mean, that's a huge loss. Instead of 3rd and 2, or 2nd and 2, rather, it's now 3rd and 13. 11-yard loss on the fumble.
You know, we keep fresh kids in. You know, they just running them in constantly.
Man in motion is Cooper Akins. He's going to get the carry. Left side, all the way across the field. A great play to snuff him out over on that far side. And that's going to be Aaron Flightman again, who just read that perfectly. Had just scraped over nicely and snuffed that one out quickly. It's 4th and 13. Howe's going to have to punt it away with 9:23 left to go in the game.
Yeah, Cooper Akins got that end, and he was gone. You know, he's fast. He's really quick feeted. Is that a word? Feeted?
Footed.
Footed. He's quick. How's that?
He is quick. The Flightman pretty quick too. He got there in a hurry. 4th and 13. Nick Wilson's going to punt this one away. DeBoard, when he's not punting or kicking or running the ball, he's going to punt return. Wilson's going to spiral this one away. Fair catch called for at the 23-yard line, caught by DeBoard. And he slips and falls as he makes the catch. And that's where Lindsay will start at their own 23-yard line with 8:47 left to go in the game. So Howe punts for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, we've only punted twice, haven't we?
Well, the last time Howe punted was just into the 2nd quarter with 8:44 with that drive. Some new players into the game for the Bulldogs. Brennan Ross will come in at safety. Toss right side, and that's going to be DeBoard again, a gain of about 3.
Winston Moss in on the stop, and Zach Blevins.
Ty Portman back in the game for the Bulldogs. It looks like Brennan Ross. Did you say Mason Murray?
Mason Murray, no.
Mason Murray's into the game.
Is he? Oh, I missed him.
I think I saw 64. Yeah, I believe that's right. Under center.
Oh,
and
yep.
Again, that's the turnaround for Craigie, who fakes the hand on the left, turns around, just spins right around and goes up the middle.
Ty Portman in on the stop.
Gain of about 3. He'll bring up 3rd and 3. 7:52 and rolling in the game. Howe has scored 100 points in 3 games. Here's a toss, right side. This is going to be a quick pass out to Hermes, and he makes the catch good enough to move the sticks.
Zach Blevins was there to stop him after he made the catch.
It looks like, did you say Chase Harvey into the game?
Yes, Chase Harvey is wearing number 54. He checked in as nose guard. Is that where he's at?
He's definitely on that defensive line. 1st and 10 for Lindsay, moving right to left. Under 7 minutes now. Toss, right side, and that's a new back. Well, that's the one we saw a moment ago, and that's Aaron Flightman, I believe. Or no? Am I wrong on that?
Look like Jacob Taylor made the stop. I think you're correct. Flightman, I think he was in the game. I think it was him running the ball.
6:29 and rolling here in the 4th quarter. 2nd down and 9 for Lindsay. You hear that pride of Howe across the way. 2 receivers near side, 1 on the right, 1 man in the backfield. Craigie goes under center, sends a man in motion. He's going to hand off left side. DeBoer gains maybe 2 yards shy of the 45 at the 44-yard line. They'll mark the nose of the ball barely touching the 45. Whose turn is it to turn the victory light on tonight?
It's Stevens' turn, and they just backed the ball up.
All right, they'll back it up a yard. So
and Ty Portman made that stop. That last play.
Ty Portman makes a lot of tackles.
He does. We want to make sure we get them all.
Man, that kid can play that defensive end. Here's a toss, near side, and Flightman, he's got some speed, knocked down at the 50, and that's going to be very close to the 1st down. I believe he got it.
Andrew Griffin, Seth Seabolt, Brennan Roth in on the stop.
The referee signals 1st down for Lindsay. They will move the sticks right at the 50-yard line. Taking their time now, not in any big hurry. Down 40-7. Bringing the plays in. Let's just get through this, get out of here. No injuries. Hermes split out wide right. Flightman in the backfield behind Craigie. He'll get the toss right side. Squirts it, cuts it back up free. He's got some running room, gain of 9 yards. Nice play by Flightman. Ty Portman missed him, ran right by him.
Seth Seabolt made the tackle.
And again, you don't want your safeties making all the tackles here. But again, this is the 2nd unit of defenders in line, and 2nd down and 2 coming up as we're at the 4.5-minute mark in this game.
Looks like we got Stump Matthews, Mike Heppenstall, and Joel Minivar have checked back into the game.
Andrew Griffin back into the game. 2nd down and 2. Coach Zach Hudson said enough is enough. Let's finish this off here. Brennan Ross still in the game, however, at the corner over here. Craigie is going to keep it around the right side. He's got some room. Look out. He's got the 20, 15. Chased down by Winston Moss. He misses him, but he's brought down at the 2. Wants to check down, and it might have been Zach Blevins who finally brought him down. I believe it was Blevins.
Yeah, I think so.
And saves the touchdown at about the 4-yard line, maybe the 3.
Our spotter confirmed that. That was Zach Blevins in on that stop.
I thought for a moment Winston Moss was going to be able to bring him down, but he just couldn't make that tackle. But thankfully for the Dogs, Blevins was there. Now, there's not a shutout. There's no shutout to keep intact or anything, but, Coach Hudson doesn't want to give up points. Flightman in the backfield. Craigie under center, quarterback sneak. He doesn't go much of anywhere except maybe backwards. It'll be 2nd down and 3 after a 1-yard loss.
Tristan Matthews and Chase Harvey in on the stop.
3 minutes left.
2nd and goal from the 3.
The Bulldogs defense facing a test right here. Goal line defense. Leading 40-7, but trying to work on some things here. 2:44 and rolling. 2nd down and goal from the 3. Craigie under center, one man in the backfield. He gets the toss. That's Flightman, cuts it back inside. Touchdown, Lindsay. A 3-yard touchdown by Flightman. Aaron Flightman cuts the Bulldog lead to 40-13, awaiting the PAT.
Well, that whatever shook just then was pretty loud in this crowd, Mike. I think that was our Freon can with some marbles.
Give it to these Lindsay fans. They sure get loud, and they stay. They don't leave. Good set of crowd. Good set of fans over here. Here's the PAT. It's up, and it's true. 40-14. Howe in the lead with 2:31 left to go in this football game. We'll be back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football.
In this very football season, we will experience extreme heat followed by the changing of the leaves and finally feel the cold chill of the November rain. Life changes, and sometimes it changes too fast. When you lose a loved one, you need a place of comfort and trust. Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory of Van Alstyne will provide you with that care. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins invite you to talk to their caring staff. They take pride in their responsibility to lighten your burden as you take the first steps towards healing.
Carrie's Coffee Company in historic downtown Van Alstyne, next to the post office, is a full-scale coffee house serving all organic hot coffee, iced coffee, lattes, frappes, and many non-coffee beverages and baked goods. Carrie's Coffee Company is located at Highway 5 and 121 on the square, next to the post office. Come visit Carrie's Coffee Company in downtown Van Alstyne. Open Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to noon, and 7 a.m. on Saturdays. Carrie's Coffee Company is Texas quality.
God, guts.
And back to the game.
All right. Back to the game.
2:31 left. And DeBorg will kick this one away. Line drive kick. Winston Moss picks it up at the 27-yard line. And knocked down at the 35. Howe will take over there. There is only 2:23 left to go in the game. Mark this at the 35.
Aaron Flatman and Skylar New in on the stop.
We're not just exactly ready for the victory light yet, but thanks to Jim Jackson Electrical Services, we're able to turn that on from just about anywhere on the planet, including Lindsay, Texas.
I wonder how many people drive by at night just to see if it's on.
I don't know. My wife did last week. Just to see, because we turned it on from Munster. That's the first time it had been turned on out of town. So she went over there to see if it was on, and it was.
You know, my dad, when we were growing up, he always knew if that victory light was lit that Howe won on Friday night.
Yep, it's a tradition going back to 1977. And now we can turn it on from out of town.
Right.
And Stephen Braswell is going to do it here in just a moment. He's going to turn that thing on.
Modern miracles of
technology.
Technology. I knew there was a word I was looking for. It just all of a sudden it just went poof.
Howe lines up in victory formation. 1:39 on the clock. Just trying to kill this thing out and be done with it. We're going to have to kill it maybe one more time. 2 more times. All right, Stephen, you want to turn this thing on? Are you ready? You stretching? Get it ready?
Look at him. Woo.
All you got to do is hit that button right there.
Do you want me to hold it out the window here so you can see?
That's a stretch out, nearsighted. And try it one more time. There we go. There we go. It should come on within the minute. There we go. Might take a minute, which is about the same time that this one is going to end. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in a long time, your Bulldogs are 3-0 as they have beaten the Lindsay Knights tonight. Are we going to have to punt? Am I getting ahead of myself here? I'm not turning off the victory light.
Pretty impressive. Pretty impressive night tonight.
There is 30 seconds left. The clock is winding down, and there's 14 on the play clock, so a timeout's going to be called. Hal's going to have to punt this one away before we're officially over. I mean, right now, barring any crazy punt return. The final score will be 40-14. Clock stops with 12.8. So the punt team will come on. And the timeout was called right there at the 12.8 mark. All these Diet Cokes, I'm going to have to go to the bathroom. We're going to have to wrap this one up pretty quick. Either that or I'm going to have to bring my own bathroom or something up here.
Right. You know, if we hadn't had them women in here a minute ago, I might not have made it. I might have had to do that.
I think I had that situation last year. There was one game where I thought I was going to actually lose it.
Right. It gets rough.
I can't remember what game that was, but I thought I was going to die up there.
It gets there at that moment where it's just tough.
Stephen Braswell tells me it was a Leonard the very last game. I thought there was going to be some issues up there.
we were looking for trash cans. The best I remember.
4th and 10. Howe's going to punt this one away. Nick Wilson will stand at his own 18. High spiral and kick. Good kick. It's going to bounce at the 30, take a good Howe roll. Still rolling. It's going to just finish out the clock. If they don't touch it, the ball game's over, and the ball game's over. Howe, your Bulldogs are 3-0. For the first time in a long time. We'll look it up and see what the last time was.
There we go.
The victory light is on.
It worked.
Stephen Braswell turned on the victory light. You can hear the happy fans across the way. You can hear the school song or the fight song of the Howe Bulldogs. The Howe Bulldogs and Lindsay Knight are shaking hands across the way. We'll try to look that up. The last time Howe was 3-0. You give me a moment, I will try to come up with that. We may have to take a break, and then after that, I'll try to.
That restroom break's just gonna have to wait.
I don't know. I do have a lot of empty Diet Coke cans.
Well, and you also got a crowd of Lindsay people. You might have to run over somebody.
Let's see. Well, there's the school song. Well, while the school song was going on, I was doing some research, and back in 2010, Howe started 4-0. And that is the last time Howe was at 3-0. And they'll try to fight for that 4-0 record next week. And it is homecoming weekend, all-school reunion weekend. And there will be lots of people on hand to see the Howe Bulldogs. We'll take a quick timeout back in a moment to wrap this one up.
And game. That's the 3Gs and 3G brand. 3G Brand's handcrafted American-made, in fact Howe-made blankets were rated by Horseback Magazine as one of the top 7 Christmas gifts in America. These blankets are in deer stands and stadium bleachers all over America, and they come right here from Howe, Texas. We're talking about hunting blankets, stadium blankets, and throws. Get that early black and white blanket just in time for the cold games in November. 3gbrand.com. God, guts, and game.
Calling all Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic and Howe for half-price shakes after 8 and open until midnight. Home games only, where you get great food and big smiles. And a little message for all our Howe football players. Go, Bulldogs fight, Bulldogs win, win, win. Because it's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Welcome back to Knight Stadium. And what a happy crowd across the way. The Howe Bulldogs fans are piling out. And the Bulldogs are over there doing their talk after the game. And you know, it's a funny thing, when it's 40-14, Coach Hudson's going to find something.
Right.
You know, you can't just leave here being all happy and satisfied, and you're world beaters. You know, when you're a head coach, you have to find something. You know, Bill Parcells always said, hey, you're hard on them when they win, and you let up on them a little bit when they lose.
Right.
And I'm sure it's the same kind of philosophy here at Howe. You know, Coach Hudson is he's one of those, he's a great coach, and he's, you know, those young coaches like that. And I told him this, when you get one of these guys like him, the great thing is you ride that person for as long as you can. But the bad thing is that, you know, Coach Hudson's a guy, he's so good because he doesn't want to be here forever.
Right.
His eye is on Highland Park or somewhere down the road, and we just have to grab and latch on to that as long as they're here and hope for another one when they go. But right now, you know, it's not time to talk about that at all because we're in the thick of a great run here at 3-0.
Right,
and,
good, and they look good.
Boy, the future is bright for the Howe Bulldogs.
Yeah.
The Howe now 5-2 versus Lindsay all time and 5-4 on games played on 9/11. Tell you what, for everyone who's been a part of this one, let's wrap it up because I'll recap it in the Howe Enterprise.
There we go.
We'll
Recap
do all of that. For everyone who's been a part of this, including Mr. Victory Light, Stephen Braswell, and
fist pump.
Our color analyst, Michael Mosier, we appreciate all that you do, all you guys do. It's just so much fun every Friday night. For everyone who's been a part of this one, I'm Monty Walker. So long, everybody.
Kiss him goodbye. It is touchdown time in Texas. Here they come again.
Grisham again,
same play. He's got the 15. He's got the 10.
Appreciate that as well.
Dragging a man to the 5. Kiss him goodbye. It is touchdown
I'm good.
time in Texas.
I'm good. Yeah.
You know, our goal now is to win, period.
61 yards.
Howe Bulldogs football has been brought to you by Cavender Home Theater, Bill French Properties, Sweetie Pies by Karen, Howe Mercantile, Sonic of Howe, Scoggins Funeral Home, Carrie's Coffee Company, Abby's Restaurant, 3G Brand, and Micah Belden Attorney.
Howe, your Bulldogs are headed to the regional championship game for the first time since 1990.
When it comes to Howe, Bill French Properties is 100% invested to the economic and residential growth for Howe. They also provide commercial and farm and ranch services. Bill French Properties provides buyer representation free of charge and provides every service from mortgages to credit repair to skilled craftsmen and inspections. Visit BillFrenchProperties.com or give him a call at 903-893-BILL. Bill French Properties, realtors that you can trust. Servicing Grayson and North Collin County.